This is alright. I don't know if we're live. Uh-oh. I think we're live. I could be wrong.
Right.
I think we're live.
Bro, let me move this picture of me out of the way. That's embarrassing. I just had a picture of me in frame. That's incredibly
Pictureception.
Bro, we got boxes. This is terrible.
We should have probably done this before.
You know what?
Welcome.
That's not how we do things.
Welcome, Daddy. Sir. Welcome, Daddies.
Daddy Jacob is leaving. Bro, you didn't tell me I was leaving.
We'll come back to that.
What is going on?
Don't you worry.
How are we all? Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. For like 2 weeks ago. How are we all doing?
I'm gonna pull this up. Give me a sec.
Marty. Why is he leaving? That's a very good question.
We'll come back to it.
Matt, I would like to know.
We will come back to it. Don't you worry, you little heads off. Don't worry, it's not actually that bad.
Also, we are currently putting out a video. Is it out?
Do we do it now?
I reckon we do it right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Video is up. We have another video live, but don't leave.
Don't you dare
Don't
leave the
leave.
live stream.
Don't leave, but definitely watch it after this. It's a big episode.
This is our longest video ever.
Is it?
It's got to be.
Must be.
What would be close to it?
No idea.
I don't think you can sort by
No, I want to see
length.
the live. How do I see the live stuff?
Live.
Ah.
There it is. All right. Matt, you shouldn't have posted that post, all right?
It's a bit clickbaity, alright? How many people do we have here?
We've got about 25 people.
Alright.
The video is out right now, Leon, but don't leave the live stream. Open it in another tab and pause it and watch it later.
So, you want to know about Jacob. We'll do this, we'll do a few of these. What do you want to explain?
Okay, so I'm clearly not going to be leaving the videos. I'm going to be in the video still. But I am going to be leaving in some capacity in terms of being a full-time producer / editor for the show, just for the first half of this year, as I pursue my final year of study in computer science. In case some of you guys didn't know, I'm currently completing my degree in computer science, and part of that... Matt's just jealous. You're an uneducated moron.
I'm a computer scientist. That's why I think of that.
So part of that degree is actually practical experience, and I'm doing a workplace placement. So I'm going to be working full-time in a corporate environment. I know. Crazy, huh? Crazy.
But then, so what that means is that Jacob is going to be, he's going to be filming on the weekends, or really whenever we can, which is to, so he's still going to be in the videos, which is the good part, but he's not going to be, he's just not going to be as involved for the first 6 months of this year. So he'll still be there. You'll still see him pretty much weekly, but don't expect him to be in most of the videos. It's probably going to be half. I'm going to have to do a lot myself. With all these car launches that we go to, Jacob obviously can't do that. So it'll just be me for the first 6 months, but then Jacob will be coming on full time. Exactly.
So this long India video that's just come out is kind of like a bit of a send-off for the next, it's going to be about 5 months from the end of this month. So it's going to be interesting times for me, but obviously the show goes on, and I'm still going to be filming videos every weekend. I think, at the moment we normally we do 2 videos together a week. It might drop slightly. Some weekends maybe we do 1 instead of 2, but we're still going to keep that going because we love it. We obviously both love it.
And obviously it's important for Jacob to finish this degree and get it done, because once Jacob has done that, I guess we can also say that he will come on board and do the website. So as you guys know, we have CarSauce.com, and if you go on the website, you know, we give it a lot of love in terms of content, but it doesn't have a lot of love in terms of its development. So there's a lot of things that we need to fix with it and build it out to be the platform that it is. Because if we're being totally honest, right, when we make content for YouTube takes like 60% of that. So we need to own a platform to be able to make this viable going forward as well. And so Jacob will be tasked with building that out essentially. So there'll be a lot more love to that, but we'll still give love to YouTube. YouTube will remain the same and get better. As we do, we kind of iterate it, but with the website, at least we can own that and we can actually build that out and get some really cool stuff going there too. So
exactly. So I'll use my limited programming skills, shall we say?
It's big brain.
My big brain energy.
Big brain C++ energy.
There's going to be no C++, Matt. It's all JavaScript these days. If anyone knows anything about programming, it's all JavaScript. Yeah.
But tell us, how are you guys? How have you been enjoying the videos? What's going on?
What's new in the world of CarSauce audience members?
And if you have any questions for us, ask it. Ask away, and we'll answer. Okay? We will.
I know we've been posting a lot of, let's say, interesting reviews lately.
Yeah.
A lot of new brands coming out. A lot of new cars. A lot of interesting manufacturers, shall we say? So I think it's been an interesting couple of months of content.
What happened to the chairman? Great question. The chairman is kicking it, although, like with any old Mercedes-based vehicle, it's got some electrical gremlins. So the car runs and drives fine, but sometimes it doesn't turn on because it's just electric. Okay, it's a 90s-based electric system, and it just doesn't work too well. To be honest, I'm thinking of selling it. You know, I think if you want to give it some love, it's something that will, you know, it could last forever because the mechanicals are fantastic on it. It's just the electricals that give enough of a problem that it's kind of something that I don't have time to give love to, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, CarSauce takes up too much of that.
CarSauce takes up, but like one of the things we want to do in future, which requires money, is buying cars and doing projects. Like, how cool would it be to do a MX-5 project, for example? Like, how sick would that be?
Yeah, I mean, that would be my dream.
Yeah.
I don't know about yours.
I would love it.
I mean, yeah, you like the MX-5 too, but I think, you know, I love it a bit more than you.
I think you do love it a bit.
Not to make it a competition, but
he does. But things like that, like that's on the horizon. And having the SsangYong chairman, as much as I love that car, with its current state, it kind of, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard to keep it. So, I mean, if you're interested in buying a SsangYong chairman, let me know. Let me know.
After that entire speech about electrical gremlins,
I'll be honest with you. You know, you're not gonna spend millions of dollars on that car to buy it. But if you want the CarSauce SsangYong chairman, it's currently with my dad. Let me know. And you know what? You could be the proud owner of a SsangYong chairman. And by the way, it hasn't been ANCAP tested, so maybe it's 5 stars. Or it would be negative stars, which is probably what it would be.
Will it beat an MG5? In ANCAP, you never know.
We're getting a few questions now.
Okay, speaking of MG5, will sales get shook for MG5 getting a 0-star rating? Look, I don't see how they probably wouldn't, to be honest. I think in terms of the Australian perception of ANCAP, it seems to be like 5-star or nothing. That kind of seems to be the perception. So 0-star is like a shock. Yeah. It's a big shock to the system.
And we won't get political here, but there's a lot of things behind ANCAP that you know, is a MG5 really 0? Like, is it really? That sounds detrimental.
0 means it like literally has no windshield. Like, everything's gonna hit the driver.
That's what
you know
think.
I mean? Yeah, that's the perception behind it.
So will it get a sale? Will it get a shock? I think, yeah, absolutely. I think it'll dip. The reality is, it's one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest sedan you could buy brand new in Australia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we drove it, it was actually really good, like surprisingly really good.
Yeah.
So it's a good car to drive, like especially considering the price. Will it get a shock? Yeah, but I reckon it'll go down and then back up.
But to be fair, like, you know, it is the cheapest sedan, like you said, so it's still going to get sales. You know, it's still going to be moving volume.
Yeah, I've seen heaps.
Yeah,
I've seen heaps.
Yeah, even like the first day when they came in, I saw so many driving around, going to all the dealerships. I think they anticipated that there's no way they couldn't have known that they were going to get a 0-star ANCAP. I have to say that.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they would have known. You know.
Yeah.
So they clearly still anticipate lots of sales.
Yeah.
Because you see them everywhere.
Oh, give me another one. Give me another one.
E39, mate. That is
sick. I've been
That's
looking at.
car enthusiast
Speaking of
dream.
buying cars, I've been looking. I'm not going to buy a car, but I did have a look. I perused the car sales, you know, classifieds, and man, there are some like early 2000s BMWs that are just like, I love that.
Speaking of reliability,
E39 is very cool.
very cool. You fully restored it. Damn, dude, that's awesome.
That would have been expensive. Is it the
10K of parts later. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
Did
about
they
what,
sell that
You
in
know
a-
what? You spent more than that on your bloody Mark V GTI.
How much did you spend? What did you say?
10K of parts.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
literally what I
that's not
spent.
including labor though. Who
Yeah,
cares?
you know what? If you enjoy driving it, I've
Yeah.
got the Land Cruiser, right?
Mm.
The Land Cruiser 76 series with the V8 video coming soon, and I actually have been choosing to drive that over the Genesis GV70 that I've got because I sit in it. I'm like, this is fucking cool. Like there are some cars that you go into and you're like, I just want to drive this car. Like I want to make up an excuse to go drive this car. Maybe I'll go to the shops or maybe I'll go somewhere. You know, like. So I've been doing that with the Land Cruiser 70 series. So it makes sense. Like, who cares? If the money, like, if it's not detrimental to you, then whatever. Spend the money and drive something you want to drive. Like,
Fair enough. Fair enough. You want to drive a Land Cruiser? I think that says more about you than the Land Cruiser.
I did all the work. Okay. I'm a qualified mechanic, but
there you
master
go.
technician. All right. Like Jacob's a computer scientist. You're a master technician.
BMW Master.
Get over yourself. Joking.
Is that like an actual BMW qualification?
Yeah, it is.
Like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that.
Ooh.
Go show some love to the Mahindra video, by the way, guys. It's come out now. But obviously don't leave the live stream.
Don't leave the
Stay
live
with
stream.
us, please. Love the review on the Scorpio Mahindra pickup. If you love that review, Adrian, and thanks for your support, by the way, go check out my India travel video.
Scott left a nice comment.
Where's that one?
I started watching your vids because I was researching
there it
for
is.
buying. Scott, thank you.
Thank you, Scott. What, out of curiosity, what were you researching / buying? Would love to know, because we literally will use
We'll
you.
use you
We will use you
as a metric.
when talking to manufacturers. Just so you know, your name may come up.
Scott D. Scott D said that he bought a car from us, based on us. Thoughts on the new facelifted Kia Picanto? Let me tell you. Can I call you Dan? Daniel? May I call you Dan? Dan, I want to kiss that car on its lips. It is a good looking little hatchback. I cannot wait to drive it. But RIP the GT.
I guess we already know what the video is going to be.
RIP GT, because that's a shame. That was a fun car, but it does look really cool. I like it. But we'll wait and see. We'll have a review coming soon-ish.
Is that even booked in?
No, we're waiting for Kia to come back to us and tell us.
They're too busy with the bloody Australian Open.
Yeah,
All right.
AO. coming up.
Respond to our emails. All right. Who cares about tennis?
I won't say that now. I've been speaking to the rep, like almost weekly, begging her to give me that car.
Give it to us. We can drive it to the tennis. Hi team. Been watching some of your electric BMW reviews. Would you say the i4 rear seat space big enough for forward-facing car seats?
I'm not gonna lie, Thomas. It feels weird to say it. I'm not gonna lie, Tom. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Tom.
You don't know if he likes that. You haven't got his consent to shorten his name.
Yes, true. I don't have consent. I just don't remember enough about the rear seat specifically of the i4 to give you to tell you. So
I'll be honest. The only thing I remember from shooting that video with the i4 was it felt. I don't want to use the word mediocre, but it felt very uninspiring.
we were upset. I'll tell you why though. We were upset at the time because we were supposed to actually not have. I think we did the X Drive 40 or
Yeah, we were supposed to have
or
the
I Drive 40, whatever. We were supposed to have the M50i.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. I can't remember the naming.
Yeah.
It's all silly. So we were a bit disappointed. So potentially that showed through the review. But look, If it were me, to be honest, like if you can stretch your budget, I really like the iX3. That was really good. But I think there is also a new version of that one coming. The iX1 was really good as well. It was actually quite fast. Feels nice, feels super premium. If you're getting it as a family car, like it's probably smarter to get the iX1. Like it'll just be easier to. I'm assuming you're talking about kids seats here. It'll be easier to load your kids in, stuff like that. But the i4 was a really good car.
Yeah. So he likes the iX1, but it's more boring. And I would agree. The i4 will definitely drive a lot better.
Okay, hang on. Monique, my beautiful fiance.
Is she on it?
She's telling me I look fat when I bend forward. Don't you dare. Okay? I love you, but don't you dare.
That is a support.
Don't you dare tell me I'm a fatty.
You know what? The fact that she sent it to you as a private message and not in chat means that she was trying to do you a favour.
Fuck, I do look fat.
But now that you've brought attention to it, you've kind of thrown yourself under the bus.
Alright, let's keep talking.
Okay? And trust me, you'd be a big speed bump under a bus.
I don't know what you just said.
Nathan Smith. I think we've got a few new people, so I'm going to readdress Matt's whole clickbait thing from before, because I'm very disappointed in him. He did not consult me before posting that.
I really didn't.
Yeah. I think he saw one comment on one of our videos that I was interviewing with Chasing Cars, and then he went on a bit of a rampage. A bit of a keyboard warrior over here. So no, I'm not leaving the videos. I'm still going to be in the videos. Whoa, the viewership just jumped.
That's because...
Is that Monique on 10 different computers? I'm not leaving the videos. I'm still going to be filming car videos with my friend and lover.
But he is kind of...
Matthew.
He is kind of leaving.
But I am kind of leaving. Basically, as I explained earlier, I'm finishing my computer science degree, and the last semester of that involves a professional work placement. So I have to work full-time during the week, and then I'll basically be relinquishing my editing / video production duties.
Okay, this is... excuse me for a second.
Whoa.
We just put out the India video, which is Jacob's trip to India. Definitely go watch it. It's a lot of fun. For some reason, YouTube has glitched out and it's telling us that in the first 54 years and 19 days that this went up. That's quite a long time ago. It's doing really well. So definitely go watch it after this.
So the video is doing so well, it's actually travelled back in time.
It's gotten triggered itself. When it learned that
what are we going to do, Marty? Hey, Marty.
Anyway, so yeah, Jacob is... Sorry, I interrupt you. But Jacob is leaving. He's going off to finish his degree by doing a work placement for 6 months. But he will still be filming with me while we're doing car reviews. He still gets... Don't you worry, guys. He still gets to drive a new press car every single week that I will pick up for him.
Bro.
Okay? Don't... I know you guys were worried about that. Okay? And anyway, and I will be doing the car launches. I'll have to do it by myself. But then Jacob will be joining up, August or something?
Wow, very presumptuous.
It is presumptuous. Beginning of August, Jacob will come back, likely. And bada bing, bada boom, Jacob will be in the room, as they say.
So essentially my background is computer science, so I will be heading up the development and expansion of the CarSauce digital platform. So essentially making us not look so amateur in terms of our website. Which I think our website looks really good as it is, but I think that there's lots of room for improvement.
And the website's been doing really well, guys. You guys seem to be loving it. We do daily news, mostly, and we do our car reviews, mostly. So it's just Jacob and I are doing it at the moment. So, when Jacob leaves, it's going to be a bit of a slog, but it'll be totally fine.
Yeah.
Check it out, carsauce.com.
All right, we've got a few messages here. Lots of messages of support. Thanks, Ricardo. Thank you, David. Slav. I know, he knows. Here we go. Is computer science a good subject? I'm looking to do this subject at Deakin. I can't speak about Deakin, but I can say that if you're interested in maths and programming and computers, then yes, computer science is very interesting. But don't expect it to be easy at all.
It's really tough. You guys like, honestly, Jacob is an absolute whiz. Like, he loves this stuff. He lives and breathes. He loves coding. Like, he's from remembering him back when we were in like primary school. Jacob was literally hacking into the school computers, and he you figured out a way to like.
That's a little bit incriminating, bro.
Anyway, so like Jacob lives and breathes this stuff, and I feel like you have to, because I've seen some like it's really math intensive. If you love math, if you love problem solving, I think you'll really like it. But if you don't, if you're like me, and where you're just terrible at that stuff, it's not for you.
Yeah, you do kind of have to love it. I think there's no other way about it. But yeah, if you do, then go for it, man. It's honestly worth it. And I tell you what, it's a pretty lucrative industry. So, favorite EV to date? I know what you're gonna say.
I don't know what I'm gonna say. So
I know what you're gonna say.
okay, what was I gonna say?
The MG4.
You know what? For some reason that didn't even cross my mind, but you are right.
Yes.
But not the X Power.
No. I mean, honestly, we haven't actually even reviewed this. We did the base model MG4, the Excite. I reckon our favorite will probably be one of the mid-spec ones, but not the X Power.
No, probably the longest. Probably the 71, like the MG.
The long range Essence, I think.
Yeah,
is that right?
I mean MG4 Essence 71 or
something like that,
whatever it is. It's rear-wheel drive.
Good. Yeah, really well-rounded,
fast. Yeah, it's good car.
High flamer. Is your favorite Indian car the Tar? I'll answer that one.
I have not seen it. I have not driven it. I couldn't tell you.
So I will say, given the conditions around me experiencing the Tar and like how chaotic that whole situation was with the rain coming down, being in India, everyone cramming to get like filming done on the Tar, and just like the chaotic nature of it, it was a lot of fun experiencing it. And pretty much everyone I spoke to, that drove the Tar was like had a massive smile on their face, and they were like, "I really wish we could get this in Australia." It's just so throwable, so fun, just really awesome off-roader with great credentials. So yes, the Tar is one of the best. However, for overall, given that I did the same off-road track in the Scorpio, as you guys will see in our latest upload, I would have to say probably the Scorpio is better.
Yeah.
In terms of like an all-rounder.
The Scorpio is better off-road based on what was said in that video.
Better in certain situations where you need more ground clearance, because the Tar is a little bit lower. But yeah, I mean the Tar is probably overall more capable off-road, I would say, but the Scorpio is better overall. Thoughts on the new emission standards from 2025?
I actually
I don't know the specifics of it.
I should know more about it.
Is that an EU thing, or is that
no, Australia?
Australia, okay.
So what I know from speaking to manufacturers is that they're really looking forward to it, because it's really hard. Like, okay, so when Volkswagen Australia, for example, has to bid against Volkswagen China. Well, not really, actually. Let me give you a better example. Volkswagen Australia has to bid against Volkswagen South Africa, right, to get allocations of cars. Sometimes, because of the issues of supply in general, this has been going on forever, because sometimes some cars are really high demand. Let's say a Cupra-born EV, for example. Australia has to present a business case to Volkswagen head office in Germany, being like, we think we can sell 1,000 Cupra-born EVs, and this is why. This is how much we think we'll do, and then South Africa will do the same. But if South Africa has emissions laws in place, which is like you need to sell a certain amount of these cars, for example, then they will win the bid. So with Australia doing that, that means that a lot of these companies will get more hybrid cars. They'll get more electric cars, which are really popular in Australia, and they're growing a lot bigger. So manufacturers in general are really looking forward to that. So what do I think about it? Like, it will kill the Land Cruiser V8, for example. That won't pass emissions standards. That's why the 4-cylinder has been introduced, and we'll talk about that in an upcoming video or a couple of upcoming videos. But on the flip side, we'll get more EVs and hybrids. So for some people, that'll be awesome. Look, of course, it's devastating that we're going to be, that the world is moving towards deletion of high-cylinder, high-revving engines in favor of fuel economic and emissions-friendly engines. But I don't know. It just kind of depends on what you think.
I think it's inevitable. I mean, I think when the government comes out with a net zero by, was it 2050 or whatever?
I think it's 2050. Yeah, 2050 is.
They're giving themselves lots of leeway. When they come out with a net zero by 2050, you can't be surprised when they start
regulating that. Yeah,
regulating the emissions.
100%.
So it's only natural. Okay, we've got another question here. So your final verdict that the RAV4 is good. We recently got a Cruiser hybrid variant. I want to know how long you were waiting for that one.
Let me ask you this. if I said it was terrible, are you going to return it?
Yeah.
The answer is yeah. It's
Yeah.
awesome. The Cruiser is probably the. I really like the Edge, but the Cruiser is a really good spec because you get the cooled seats, and that's so like I don't know where you
In
live,
Australia, it's great.
but it's actually really important. Is it good? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the fuel economy is great, drives well. I think we said like
we were so annoyed at that car.
yeah, you can't fault it.
Yeah.
Like it just does everything. It's literally a jack of all trades.
Yes, that's why we were annoyed because it's like we can't fault it.
Yeah.
So
And then everyone accuses us of being like biased, which is weird because we've been accused of bias towards
against
Toyota. Against Toyota.
for Toyota. If you give a positive review, you're biased towards. If you give a negative, you're biased against. That's just the nature of the game.
Is it good? Yeah. You made a good choice. Sorry for the wait. I assume you had to wait a while.
Yeah, well, that's why it was annoying. Hey guys, what's your thoughts on the Mahindra pickup for only beach driving? Can't say. I've never driven a. Wait, is that the existing pickup? Beach driving.
Look, I think I don't know if I'm a fan of beach driving in general, only because the salt water. Maybe if you treat, I think it's with any car, right? If you're going to be driving on the beach, definitely do like a rust treatment or rust prevention treatment, because salt water is obviously the enemy of any car. The pickup is great. The pickup is a good car. Like it's a good ute. If you are okay with shortcomings, like if you're okay with, for example, a Land Cruiser 70 series, you're gonna be very fine with the pickup. The M Hawk engine is really good. It's solid.
A little bit underpowered, which I don't know how that would come into play on sand, but I don't know.
I don't think it has selectable drive modes either, so it's not like you can choose.
It has a locking, center locking.
Yeah, I don't
diff?
know if you'd lock the diff on the sand.
No, I'm not sure.
But anyway.
As you can see, I'm not experienced in sand driving.
But anyway, it's it would probably be fine. But with any car, you'd want to make sure that if you're going to be doing a lot of like beach driving, for example, you definitely want to make sure that you do some underbody rust treatment to the car.
100%.
Any car will rust. Any car.
Okay, we've got a couple of comments about tartar, so we don't actually get them in Australia. However, maybe you and me take a little trip down to India. We go check them out.
I'm so keen to go to India. First of all, based on seeing how crazy it was in India.
I think you guys will like the video. It's basically my entire
unfiltered
raw India journey.
I remember Jacob calling me. He was at the airport, and this was like, I don't even know. This was really like, I don't know, late or early, whatever. He
Probably
was like,
early your time, probably late.
He was like exasperated. He's like, bro, I don't know what the F is going on right now. It's like 4 a.m. here, and it's like daytime in terms of the amount of people just waiting.
Yeah.
And walking around. Like, it was surreal.
I can't describe to you, like, if you're coming from a Western country, just the level of sensory overload in India.
And this isn't a slight, by the way. This is just like
it was genuinely
what an
enjoyable.
experience, yeah.
But it's so different from my everyday normal in Australia, you know, where we have like the population density of probably the middle of a desert compared to India. So in India, when I arrived there, I was just confronted with sounds, people, smells, just so much going on.
Lights.
It was very cool. It was very cool.
Go watch the video after this.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it. It basically documents my journey to Chennai, which is in the south of India, in Tamil Nadu.
Oh, it's doing really well, man.
And there you go. Awesome.
You guys are loving it.
And Mahindra took us to their research valley, which is their labs, as well as their SUV proving track. So if you have any questions about that as well, feel free to throw them in the chat.
And we can't talk about it either.
Like, not too much, but obviously selective.
Jacob did see a lot of, let's say, prototype vehicles. And the future of Mahindra is pretty exciting. And this is like, okay, everyone says we've been sponsored. We're not sponsored. No. Although we are in talks about doing sponsored content with them. That's just a business thing.
Maybe future content will be sponsored, but all existing content is made on our own time and our own dime.
It was pretty damn cool.
Did you ever meet Faisal Khan? Is that that really wealthy? Let me Google this name.
We should be chronological. Sorry about, like, I know you guys are asking a
we're
lot of questions.
We're missing things.
We're gonna miss a few questions.
Oh, he's in Hindi films. I'm not sure if that's the same Faisal Khan that you're referring to, but no, I did not meet him.
Yeah, I think the answer is no.
I probably would have remembered if I met him. He looks a little bit like Dracula. All right.
Okay.
I am David.
I hope he's not.
I hope he's not in the
I
chat.
hope he's not watching.
Dracula's handsome.
He's handsome.
I am David. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat, my friend. Alright, what else have we got? Tata Nexon EV available in Australia? I don't think so.
We don't have any Tata
No
available in
Tata.
Australia.
Alright, second attempt. Sorry, Greg. Tucson/Sportage all-wheel drive diesel or Outback XT? I mean, are you going to go off-road? Because I think if you're going to go off-road, probably the Outback.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
What do you value? Do you value speed? Because that's Subaru Outback XT. Or do you value handling dynamics? Because that is not the Outback XT.
No.
Which favors comfort, and it is a very comfortable car. It's also very thirsty on fuel. The Outback XT versus, was it the diesel that he was mentioning?
Yeah, the diesel.
The diesel is really good.
I'm pretty sure that was actually, I don't want to say like our car of the year, but like I think that was the highest rated car that we were, the Sportage all-wheel drive diesel.
I don't know.
Or was it not the all-wheel drive?
No, so I had as a long-termer the Sportage
diesel
all drive, and it was really good. I wouldn't recommend it if you were living in urban environments. Same for the Tucson, because it still has a DPF which can get clogged. So, and it's not going to really. I mean, there was no issues with me, and I don't know if I took it on the highway very much at all, but it can. So if you're going to be doing like highway journeys and stuff, 100% go for the diesel. It's just going to be a lot more fuel efficient.
Yeah, so you're saying no off-road, highway 90% comfort.
Yeah. The Outback XT was really cool though, and it was so comfortable. That's like my biggest takeaway was how comfortable it was.
And they fixed the main issue with the Outback by adding the turbo. So super duper cool car.
Yeah.
Love you, Daddy Jacob, live from India. Hello to everyone from India. Can we get some Indian flag emojis in the chat?
Give us 10 billion likes and an Indian flag. In fact, Jacob,
I want some Indian flag emojis.
I'm going to put the Indian flag.
No, that's misleading. I want to know. I want to get an actual.
Shows
figure.
our bias.
Give me an Australia flag. Everyone, put your country flag in the chat. Let's have some national representation in here. How did you guys find Saucy Corner? I push my Forester S edition around it to the max, and it's fun. It is a very fun corner, and I think especially what's fun about it is after you go through the first hairpin. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's that section of the video where we stop the car.
You tickle me.
We tickle each other's pickles, and then we go around a double hairpin.
It's a mutual tickle.
Exactly. So it's basically like a sharp left turn, and then a little bit of a straight, and then a sharp right turn. And I think it's really good corner testing how the car deals being unbalanced, essentially. Okay, we've got a couple more. Oh, Faisal Khan is the founder of Motorbeam. No, I don't believe I met him. Sorry, Flamer. Battery is the future. Agreed. Probably. What's your opinion? Everest Platinum or Volvo XC90? Well, you did the Everest Platinum.
XC90
and the XC90
is
I haven't driven.
It's just a bit boring. Like, it's been around for so long now. And also they're very different. The Volvo XC90 will be more comfortable, right? Because it's a monocoque design versus the Everest Platinum, which is body on frame. So, are you off-roading? In which case, Everest Platinum. I don't know. I'd go Everest Platinum personally. But
would you? Is that because you're a Ford shill?
I'm a Ford. That's because I'm a Ford shill.
Ooh. Was that a link? Was that like a chain link?
Didn't expect that, did ya?
We got some AUs in the chat. We got some NZs. Get out of here.
Go back. Go back to your sheep farms.
Does NZ also get ANCAP? Is that for New Zealand as well?
They get the NZ cap.
Do they?
I assume so. Scott, let us know.
Let us know.
Clearly
Scott,
don't know
curious.
enough.
What are your favourite shoe brands? I'm a bit of a Adidas guy myself.
I reckon if someone said to me, go out and buy a pair of shoes, I'd probably be like, Adidas. Got Adidas downstairs.
Yeah, Vans are also pretty good. They're just good with everything, you know. But I gotta say, I love my Adidas.
You're going at it from a stylistic perspective.
Yeah, I'm not really stylistic, I'll be honest. My wardrobe consists of jeans and t-shirts. That's about
I
it.
can't say it much better.
Your wardrobe consists of industry.
Yeah, industry.
Yeah. Can we expect a review on the upgraded Model 3 at some point? Love your work.
Oh,
Thanks,
wouldn't
Noms.
that be nice? Wouldn't that be
We
nice?
would absolutely love to get into a Model 3 facelift Highlander.
It doesn't seem that Tesla loves Victoria for press, so I don't know why we weren't invited to the press launch, and we did have the opportunity to get in the car, but it was in Sydney, and like you get it for like a day or two, and there's just no way I'm flying up to Sydney to drive that car, try and make a video in a day. Like it's just not worth it. So yes, we just have to wait for it to come to Melbourne, honestly.
Greg, Sportage it is. Watch our. Did we do the long-term review?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, right? Yeah. Watch our long-term review if you haven't watched it yet. Would highly recommend. What does Adidas stand for? I'm not sure.
Isn't that the guy's name or something?
Is it?
Bro, your video's doing 2 out of 10.
You know why? Because of the bloody Scorpio video beating it. You know what? I'm pretty happy.
That's what happens. That's Jacob's bonus. It's a firm handshake.
That's all I get paid in handshakes. I'm actually Aussie. I'm just not wearing my glasses.
That is so high level. It's gone. I don't know
Yes.
what that meant. Hey, let me think about
No,
this.
no,
for a
it
second.
was the NZ he hit.
Yeah,
the
no, I get that.
Yeah.
I get the context.
Yeah. Are you struggling?
I'm really struggling. Can you explain it to me?
He's not wearing his glasses, so he mispressed
Oh,
like on the phone.
classic.
See what I have to do,
Classic
guys.
Australian.
I have
thing
to,
do. You guys don't know this, but sometimes Jacob will say something like very intellectual,
and he'll just pause.
and I'll just stop and I'll be like, "What?"
Lag.
in the video.
Is my road spotting accurate? Do you test around Flinders? That is pretty correct. That's pretty accurate.
It's a good place to test.
Please don't ambush us.
Yeah.
We already get enough people like slowing down and staring. Makes it kind of difficult to film sometimes. Scorpio N for daily driver. Let me answer this. Actually, you know what? Let us both answer this.
What's the
Who
question?
else would answer it? Scorpio N for daily driver.
Oh.
Because we've just finished our long-term review of the Scorpio N. So can you give a quick breakdown of your thoughts on the Scorpio N?
I mean, you had it for like the last month, so why don't you give your breakdown?
I think very comfortable. Very comfortable. Crap boot.
Terrible.
So annoying.
Who does that? Who does that? Mahindra, what the flip, okay? Who has a seat in the rear? Great idea, right? Why do you fold it like? Why fold it up as like the final form? Why doesn't it go into the floor, right?
Wasn't not the Triton.
The bloody Fortuner, that seat is like, oh, you don't want it to fold flat? Oh, fine. Boom, upwards.
That was
all
what
of
I
a
was
sudden
thinking
you have an even shorter amount of space.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's like the practicality of the Scorpio is the worst part of it, I think. The single cup holder, like what? For the whole car, by the way. There's one cup holder for the whole car, but fantastic driving car.
Yeah, I mean it's very comfortable. It's
cheap.
It's simple.
It's
you know,
simple.
like I don't have a whole song and dance that plays for me as I open the door. Cherry Tiggo. Nah, we love the Tiggo.
Tiggo was pretty good.
It was a pretty good car. But nah, honestly, I genuinely think it's very easy to daily.
Yeah. And we have a whole video that we're thinking about making anyway for the Scorpio, which will be sponsored, and we will tell you guys if a video is sponsored. But just talking about like Jacob's experiences, like speaking to the engineers and talking about like what is the actual engineering behind the Scorpio, which I think is really cool. So that's an idea we have floating around, might come out.
Yeah. As you guys will see in the India video when you guys watch it later, we got a pretty comprehensive tour of their testing and development facilities, and it was a pretty eye-opening experience. Like, got to see a lot. What else? What else have we got here? Any idea when the Tank 500 is coming?
No,
Ooh,
I think this year.
should be like Q2.
Let me check
Q3?
our website because I'm pretty sure I reported on this. There's so much news, guys, that sometimes it's like in one ear. I remember it for a day, gone. Just
Yeah, I will say writing news articles is basically a full-time job.
oh,
I mean, that's what journalists do, right?
it's exhausting.
But yeah, it's very difficult to maintain. I don't know. Do any of you guys actually?
I can't show you this, right? But some of the ads that come up, this is this will get us banned off YouTube. Some of the ads.
Why is that ad showing?
Bro,
for you?
I don't know.
What's
some of the
hell?
ads that Google serves on the website
Oh my god.
is questionable, and you wonder how does that.
And it was a full screen ad too.
That was a full screen ad.
Man, that just took me completely off topic. I have no idea what else I'm about to say. I'll be honest.
Oh, it's gonna. So in the article, I said that it could
should
come
be-
this year,
Yeah.
which was last year, didn't. So early 2024, I think we can
Okay.
expect.
So first half of this year, probably.
And I think Great Wall respect us enough that they would probably invite us as well. So
Oh, Slav, you bought Wipertech. Can you tell us about your experience? I'm curious.
yeah, go.
Curious
Wipertech.
about the experience. I know Matt keeps raving about them.
They do pay
raving
us
every day.
They do pay us to rave about them. They're actually good. I got them on the Sangyong and Dad's Isuzu, and they work really, really well.
Has almost 100k subs, but only 34 likes on this live stream. I know, it's sad. You know why? Because 90,000 of them are me. I am 90,000 of the subscribers.
We don't require people to like us, okay? We require people to simply subscribe.
Exactly.
If you haven't subscribed, please do. By the way, this is.
Alright.
Who do you think you are? You know, you ask us questions, we answer them.
His name is
and then
Flamer.
you personally attack me. All right.
His name is Flamer. How many Tata cars available in Australia? 0. Approximately 0.
You can buy old Xenons if you like, but they didn't come with electronic stability control.
I wonder what the ANCAP rating on them is.
Well, they would have been 0-star back in the day.
Tank 300 Fev. Any guesses on release date?
No. How's that? How's that for a guess? I don't know.
Can't guess.
I don't know enough about it, to be honest. Again, might have
Love the
bought it.
hybrid. Hybrid was pretty cool.
Hybrid was cool.
Alright, we got Mark. I used to have an Outback 3.6R, great car. Drove me crazy with how dumb it was on certain levels. Does the new Outback also have dumbness, but 7 years later? Like front sensors, 360 view camera. I think you'll have to clarify what you mean by dumbness.
I think you're saying that it doesn't have it.
Like it's lacking certain common features.
Oh yeah, wait, wasn't no?
No, but it did get a it was the first one with the
No,
360
you're
camera.
thinking of the Subaru
Oh.
XT.
Yeah.
Subaru not
No,
XT,
the
Crosstrek.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
the Outback doesn't have a 360 camera.
Look, there are some things. Look, Subaru is a very small manufacturer in the grand scheme of things. So
Yeah.
they do the best they can.
They do the
you know?
best they can. And you know what? We love the BRZ. So and the WRX. Kind of.
Do we?
The WRX is iffy.
Probably my.
I just watched the Mahindra facility. It's awesome. Glad you enjoyed. Very, very cool facility. Very, like, it was I gotta be honest, that day, the Mahindra Research Valley day, I think it's probably one of the longest sections of the video. That was a long day, guys. That was a long, long day. I think it was probably about 10 hours of lab tours, which was very interesting. But as someone that's not an engineer or a mechanic by trade, it was a lot of technical information. So
Those guys are smart though. I was listening
Oh,
to
yeah.
them talk. My gosh, they hire like Mahindra have some pretty serious engineers, like as you would expect. Didn't they have like 3,000 engineers
no,
in there?
I think they said it was nearing 4,000.
What?
Nearing.
insane.
No, so I think 7,000 people work at the facility around that, and about 4,000 of those are engineers. And they have an actual academy, which essentially has intakes every year of new graduates, and they turn them into Mahindra engineers. So it's like, not only do you have to go through an entire engineering degree, which probably has a postgrad, you also then have to do an extra year at the Mahindra Academy before you then become a Mahindra engineer. Pretty full on. You leaked 5-door. Oh no. I hope I didn't. We'll see. When are you reviewing more Suzukis? Good question. When are we reviewing more Suzukis? I don't know. Are there any more Suzukis to review? I think we've kind of done them all.
5-door Suzukis. Oh, Suzuki's.
No.
There is the new Suzuki Swift.
Yes.
That'll be coming.
Yes.
But how new is it? The interior looks very similar to me. But
Maybe we'll get a Jimny XL and review that, because we didn't do a proper review at the launch.
I don't think we need to, man. That video's done 100,000. I don't disagree with you. We did the most comprehensive review because we did, not only did we review exterior, interior, practicality, we also tested performance of both the automatic and the manual, and we drove the automatic and manual.
Yeah, but I'd like to drive around Saucy Corner. What part of that don't you understand?
Bro, I think we'll be rolling.
Yeah.
I think
That's what I want, Matt.
if we try and
All
drive
right.
that car harder. First of all, actually, you know, we don't get fast enough.
Have you ever heard of Mahindra Alturas G4? If not, please check. Sure.
You know
I'll
what?
have a look right now.
Jacob will.
Just for you. All right, I think we're back now. Let us know if we're back. I think we lost audio for a minute.
Okay, I'll tell you what we said.
I'll
at
tell
the
you
time.
what we said in that short window of lost sound. It just.
Should we recreate it?
All
Oh
right.
my god, is
Oh
that
my
a
God.
SsangYong?
Is that a SsangYong Rexton? That looks just like a SsangYong Rexton. Wow.
Guess, guys, you won't believe it, right? I think we've just found a SsangYong.
With a Mahindra badge. That's very cool.
So that's what we've learned. You learn something new every day.
There you go. It'd be nice to see you guys cross 100k on this live stream. Well, if you know anyone with a bot farm, I think we're very far from 100k.
Preferably, we don't want to have a bot farm.
No, we would rather you don't, actually. That would probably tank our YouTube channel.
It would genuinely take it.
Will Mahindra add any more airbags to the pickup? No idea. Maybe, I'm assuming, so the global pickup, which we don't know really anything about yet, but I think we're going to hear more soon, will be, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's just,
Oh, it's like too far
it's,
behind.
yeah.
Will be like essentially built on an entirely new platform.
Yeah.
So I would anticipate a complete redesign of airbags. Will you guys review Japanese import cars? We don't really have any plans at this stage.
We kind of focus on the new stuff.
Mm.
But maybe. Never say never.
Yeah, exactly. SsangYong belongs to Mahindra. There you go.
It
So,
did? I don't know if
I
it
don't know
still
if it
does.
still does.
I don't know if it still does.
What's your all-time favorite hatch on a budget? Okay, so on a budget meaning, because that could mean different things. Are we talking like below 50k? Are we talking below 30k? They're very different things.
Let's say, okay, let's define that ourselves. Let's say below 30k.
Is a Fiesta ST below 30k?
No.
God damn it!
And Fiesta ST doesn't exist anymore.
I know, but
Let's say, okay, below 30k.
I mean maybe like a basey model Serato.
Yeah?
Like
Maybe that's 20.
Can you get the second model up from the base?
The Sport Plus
can
or
you get
whatever?
the Sport Plus for below 30?
I would really doubt it. I would
So
really
maybe just
doubt it.
but if it's just the base.
Look, I think if you're looking for the cheapest, there are two, right? There's the Kia Picanto, the new Kia Picanto, or there's the upcoming new MG3. Obviously, we'll have to reserve our thoughts on the MG3, but the new Kia Picanto looks really good. Like, it just looks like a really good evolution of it. Like, it's the same car, but they've just facelifted it.
Have you guys toured any other factories? Not yet. Oh, actually, did you see anything with BMW in Munich?
No, but I have done a tour of the RMA facility where they remanufacture the Ford F-150, which is
Ooh, that would have been cool.
it was really cool.
That's
it
where
was
they
so
convert
weird,
it.
because
They
they-
convert everything over to
yeah,
right-hand
and
drive.
there was just because they bring the cars fully delivered, like they're fully built from the US, bring them there with Australian VINs actually, which is really interesting, and then they just like take off everything, and then so you just see like this whole row. I couldn't take pictures or anything. Just this whole row of just like frames with engines, and then they like they do a bunch of stuff there, but they're currently having issues at the moment with the turbo. So,
Oh no.
oh no.
Getting it to spin the other way has been a real struggle. That was a dumb joke.
No, it's a good joke. Great joke.
What are your
Simpsons
thoughts?
reference.
What are your thoughts on the facelifted Kia Sorento?
Launch of that soon.
Can't wait.
I'll reserve my thoughts. In
Can't
terms of its looks, I actually saw it on the highway, driving back from filming something. It looked cool. It looked cool. I don't know. You know, they all look they're going for that. Like Kia now have a new face, which is like the EV9 or the EV6. No, not the EV6. EV9, or Picanto, which is that like little LED light bar thing, almost like a Ford Ranger.
Yeah, I think everyone's going towards light bars.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. Hyundai, Kia.
Anyway,
Ford.
what are my thoughts? Wait and see. But the current, like the one I drove last, which I think was the diesel with the 8-speed wet dual clutch, really good, really comfortable. You get a lot of value for your money.
All right, we've got some more. Okay.
I want to just ask, what is my skincare?
Oh yeah, so Adam actually clarified an earlier question on the new 2025 emissions laws, essentially bringing us in line with Europe, so less than 200 grams of CO2 per kilometre allowed. So I think we kind of answered this before, essentially saying that, look, obviously there's going to be the purist side of the coin where we're a bit annoyed that, you know, we can't get fun, high revving, high fuel consumption engines. On the other side, you know, from the environmental perspective, it's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it just makes it difficult for manufacturers when they go through the whole tendering process to sell the fact that, essentially to sell to the head office that they want to sell cars in Australia. So the stricter the laws, the more restricted on what car models we can get, basically, because they have to make a better business case for their head office. So, is that right?
Kind of, it can kind of go both ways, but it's a better way for manufacturers to get EVs and hybrids, which they can't get now, because they can be like, well, we kind of have to, because we can't sell enough of, well, we can't sell this anymore, X anymore, for example.
Yeah. All right. What is your skincare routine, Matt?
Yeah, I don't know how to take this. I know what I am. Okay.
Judging by the tone of his skin currently, I think it involves several
tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yes, rub a few tomatoes. So this has always been a thing.
Tomato sauce.
I always just go red, like when it's warm right now.
It's very warm.
It's quite warm where we are. So like I'm sweating a little bit, but yeah, my face always goes red. It's just how it's been. It's because I'm pale. I'm a pale little white boy.
You've got lots of little blood cells and stuff going on in your face.
Yeah, trust me, it's better than the alternative, which is like ghostly white. So,
then I'd be very worried.
Yeah. Sometimes you've got to. Like, I could be talking to you. You just got to check my pulse. Just make sure that I'm good. You know.
Or you just start force feeding him jelly beans.
Yeah.
That tends to work. Imagine. Wait. So Patrick, we need the Mazda 3 with a 2.5 turbo here in Oz. With Mazda's new inline 6. We loved Mazda's new inline 6.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah, seriously, like awesome fun. Like, and they actually flew the was it the lead designer and the head of the creation of that engine from Japan to Australia at several of the launches.
Something. I couldn't tell you what it was. And I'm sure I would.
I wish I knew
it.
their name,
Yeah.
but yeah, like seriously, the way they presented it is like normally you hear things in these kind of brand presentations and you're like, you take it with a grain of salt because obviously they're going to sell it to you. And then when you actually drive the car, then you get the real experience. The actual experience of driving that inline 6 was just as good as what he was describing, where he was talking about just the visceral feel, like the what's that the word?
Oh,
Jinburi Atai or something, like the horse and the samurai in unison.
Yeah, something like that.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Horse and rider in unison.
Yeah,
and that's what that engine is. Very, very.
It was
cool.
really good. The diesel was really, really good as well.
Yeah.
Petrol was it was almost like a B58 from BMW.
It was interesting because the one we didn't like, or we liked it still, but it was like the one we liked the least was the hybrid.
Oh, the FEV was the worst.
Yeah.
But that's not a 6-cylinder.
Different engine.
That's the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder. That was not good.
But maybe the Mazda 3 will get it. Probably not. But yeah, if the Mazda 3 got that inline 6, I mean, that would be a sports car.
Yeah, and the turbo, so the 2.5 turbo, I don't know if you know this, but in the US they get the 2.5 liter turbo. It's like a hot hatch. It's an all drive and it does 0 to 100 in like 5 point something seconds.
There you go.
but we don't. Pipe dream. They're not going
That
to
is
bring it
cool.
here. I don't know why.
Is it Mazda Sport branding?
No,
It's just Mazda.
just Mazda
There you
3.
go. That's confusing.
Mazda P.
Why is your phone blowing up?
It's Monique attacking me.
Yeah.
Nah, she's not.
Germans don't have any issues with EU restrictions on the autobahn. Well, you know what they say. I don't know what they say.
I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna say, but don't say it.
Maybe Germany's exiting the EU next. You guys are wait. Oh, okay. It was a genuine compliment on your skincare, by the way. Because
What is my skincare? Do you know what? Monique has put me on putting sunscreen on myself, but that's more of a
way to toot your own horn, bro?
that's more of a what's the word? It's more of a don't die because we probably like Jacob. Actually, Jacob, show me your scar.
Ah, I knew you were gonna say.
So I think being white of European heritage, getting burnt and cancer is pretty big. It's like my dad's had cancer cut off him. My grandfather died of melanoma, and so anyway, we that's so gnarly, man.
That's a gnarly scar.
And by the way, that wasn't cancer. Sort of waste of time. Joking.
Yeah, well, it could have been.
But yes, I put sunscreen on now because I really should. And like even when I go, like I'm that person, right? When I go to the pool, because I get so burnt, I will wear a rashi. I don't know what it's called around the world, but essentially like a t-shirt, like a water t-shirt. And so that way I don't get burnt, because there's been times like when we went away to Queensland or whatever, where I would get so burnt that I couldn't carry a backpack, and it's like painful.
You should see this guy on a beach.
Oh.
If you ever see a tent on a beach, look inside. It might be Matt.
I'm all for stopping. Don't look inside. That's just
Maybe
common
don't.
sense.
Maybe
Don't
don't
go
look
into
inside
other
the
people's
tent.
tents.
If it's open, look inside.
But
because it might be Matt.
anyway, yeah. What's my skincare routine? A bit of sunscreen in the morning.
Bit of sunscreen a day keeps the cancer away. Have you heard the cheapest supercar in India, DC Avanti? I'm not checking anymore.
Okay.
But I'll check this one.
But if it's just a rebadged SsangYong.
It's the same. Whoa, okay, this actually looks pretty cool. Is it a
DC.
concept or is it real?
Nah, if people can't see it, don't
It's a
worry about
design.
It looks very cool though.
All right,
But a 2-litre 4-cylinder in a supercar,
not a supercar, bro.
sports car.
Sports car. It's funny when you're on the barn when it's inclement weather. It recommends to limit speed to 130 to 130 kilometers an hour. That is pretty funny.
And that's a recommendation.
Yep. It's like a gentle recommendation. It's like
Oh, please don't go much faster. Und the bratwurst won't be very nice. I can say that because I went to Munich just 6 months ago. That's how they all speak there, by the way.
I am not going to try and do the same accent. Did I just pin something?
You did.
Quick question. Would you personally purchase a Kona 2024 hybrid premium?
What do you want to know? My financial situation?
Look, if we were in a position to be able to do that, maybe.
It's a good car.
It's a good car. It's just pretty expensive, like, to be completely honest. You know? But I will say
I think it's in line with the Toyota Corolla Cross. That's what we said in the review.
the Corolla Cross,
Yeah, Atmos hybrid all-wheel drive.
I think it's a little bit more.
Anyway, it's a good car.
It's a good car. I've been seeing a lot on the road, so that says something. Alright, what else have we got here? I have heard of the Pininfarina Battista. I don't know if I said it right, but I have heard of it. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard of it.
We're not looking it up.
What else? Mercedes or BMW? Ooh.
What a big question. You can't answer that without being like, are you talking about the new Mercedes C-Class versus BMW 3 Series? And even then, it's like, do you prefer comfort, in which case you'd go the C-Class? Or do you prefer like driving dynamics, in which case you go the BMW 3 Series?
I'm going to abstain from answering. Big competition is going to be between Tesla and BYD. I mean, I don't think it's going to be. I think it already is. I think the BYD Seal is a genuine competitor to the Tesla Model 3 Highland.
Yeah.
That is just without a doubt. So, who knows? I mean, I guess when we get the sales figures from VFACTS or whatever, is that the one in Australia? VFACTS?
We did.
Did we get the sales? No, but it's already too early. We need like next quarter's sales figures.
Look, this year, and there's, of course, it's contentious because let me tell you, Tesla owners and BYD owners are actually the same. You guys could make love, but it would be like incestuous. They, like, BYD has actually produced more electric vehicles last year than, the quarter of last year versus Tesla, but I think Tesla still made more EVs overall for 2023, but it's likely that for 2024, BYD will actually produce more electric, like battery electric cars, not like they're hybrids, but battery electric cars versus Tesla. And we reported on this on our website, by the way, so you can check that out at carsauce.com. But there is huge competition, and that's only a good thing. And I only wish that there is more competition. So
Elon is going to be sweating.
Elon versus
his Twitter stock's tanking, and his Tesla stock is, I don't even know.
It's probably
fine. To be honest.
I think Daddy Elon's going to be totally fine.
Sorry, not Twitter. X. I'm sorry. Formerly Twitter. Adam, why don't we have a schooner each? Cheers, mate. This is non-alcoholic cider. It's not a schooner either, but
I'm empty.
You know what? It was for theatrical purposes. Okay.
I laughed.
And mine's kind of warm, I'm not gonna lie. I've personally bought the Suzuki Vitara Turbo on a review. Matt,
oh, that was a long time ago.
In fact, that's when I discovered this channel. Super excited to see the future of the channel. It's changed so much.
It has changed a lot.
It really has. Yeah.
That was like my first semi-viral video. It wasn't viral, but
that was before the Swift.
I want to say I got like 30,000 views or something on it in like a relatively short time. Yeah,
put you on the map.
In fact, that's one to this day. That is one of the highest click-through rate videos we've ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
Either the top or like second.
What is it, like 12%, 11%?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
But we don't tell our stats.
Oh no. Could be 15%. Could be 30%. Who knows? That is a cool story though. Thanks, Luke. And I'm not even joking. Like, that's awesome. We love to get that feedback. So that's really cool. All right. Trying to decide between the ZRV Honda and the Subaru Crosstrek. I just remember the ZRV was a little strange. It was a little strange.
I did not expect you to say that.
I liked it. I had that car for 2 weeks. No, sorry. I had that car for a week, and you had that car for a week.
Yeah.
And then we reviewed it after your week of driving, and I think we liked the CRV better from memory.
Yes, but
we liked the ZRV, but
CRV
the packaging just wasn't fantastic.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. Dance monkey.
Thank you.
What did you just throw on the ground?
I don't know. Thank you, Adam.
I'm pretty sure you threw a pendant that has a prayer on it on the ground.
Okay, let me give you my thoughts on the Subaru Crosstrek. All right, it's so slow. It is like so slow.
What was the 0 to 100 of that car?
It was actually fine, but
it just
for
felt
some
slow.
reason, when you're just driving along and you put your foot down and you start driving, oh my god, it's slow. So personally, for me, even though it has the all-wheel drive, which is a big benefit at that price point, I personally, I just can't recommend it. It's too slow, and that it was actually frustrating for me to drive. We have a hater. You know what? We are boyfriends.
Have your face go redder.
Monique, I love you. But the ZRV was really, really good. But it, I think it's a bit more expensive, and I also think it's a bit bigger than the Crosstrek. Crosstrek was quite small. But if you're using it also the Crosstrek was thirsty. So not only was it slow, it was like bad on fuel for like a small engine.
And let's be real, Honda make a nicer interior than Subaru.
It's so nice. You could say it's boring, but it's only boring to us because their interior. If you go for a Honda Civic, it's the same interior as the ZRV, same interior as the CRV. So every time we get into a Honda now, we're like, oh, really nice interior, but it's exactly the same. But if you're buying it, you're not going to care about that. Like that's a very car journalist thing, which is like, oh, I'm bored.
It's a car journalist thing because we've been in so many cars. But boring is good when you own it and it's a daily driver and it just works. The layout is logical, practical. Everything is soft and premium feeling.
Yeah,
it's actually really nice.
It's really nice.
Okay. On Friday, I bought a 2024 Haval Jolion Ultra. Congrats, man! It'll arrive 31st of Jan. See that? You can't do that with a Toyota RAV4.
Can't do well.
You can't buy it on Friday,
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
the 5th, and have it delivered by the 31st.
No, you can't.
That's bloody impossible.
But you can buy it today, and you'll get it in 2025. Although they are saying that
See,
it's
do you get a 2025 model though? That's what I'm curious about.
used Camry or Haval Jolyon? I don't know which Camry. I don't trust. I'll tell you why I don't trust Camrys. I've actually been seeing like a lot of Facebook posts of like people pointing out that like these cars listed on Facebook Marketplace, these Camrys, have been rolled back because obviously a lot of them have been like the kilometers. Because obviously a lot of them are being used for Uber and things like that. Like it's very cliche, but they are. And you get a lot of dodgy ones. So
With like dodgy kilometers.
I don't know, man.
Did we speak to an Uber driver about this that was in a Camry?
I don't know.
Pretty sure we had a whole conversation. Do you not remember that? It was coming
No.
back from grand final. We're at the pub, and then we got picked up by this guy who was in a Camry, and he was telling us how Uber drivers like trade Camrys.
I
You
don't
don't
remember that, man.
No?
I might have
You
been.
must have had a few drinks.
I might have been on my face, as they say.
And we're clearly still talking about cars in the bloody Uber. How boring are we?
Oh my god, someone. Okay, I don't want to say. This is embarrassing for me to say, but I did get DoorDash 2 days ago.
How dare you?
Okay, I did. I'm a little funny. And the guy comes, brand new Cherry Amoda 5. And I go out there, right?
Someone's beginning some
I'm in like my PJs. I'm wearing my little slides. And I grab the bag and I'm like, is that a cherry? And the guy was like, I was like, I've reviewed that car. He didn't give a shit, right? And I was like, how is it? He's like, really good. And he's like, I said to him, oh, so what kind of fuel economy are you getting? And he's like, 8 liters. And I'm just thinking, you liar, you bloody liar. This is the guy that's delivering me my food.
That's
right?
how you knew he was just trying to end the conversation as soon as possible.
He's coming here, is spreading misinformation. If that car gets 8 liters per 100 kilometers driving around town, I'll eat my socks.
We have it here first, everyone. If anyone in our audience, I implore you, if anyone in our audience has a Cherry Amoda 5, you own it, you drive it around the city, send us an image of your fuel economy, and Matthew will eat his socks.
I will eat my socks, okay? I really will. By the way, we've had this. We used to go partying when we were about, I don't know, 12, 13.
12, 13, yeah.
And we got these. I say we were there. We were there together.
I got that.
You got them,
That
but I was
mine.
with you at the time.
And it's since lost one of the I things.
No battery change.
Oh no. Oh no.
Did we just get that live? No, it's back on. Oh, it's on like a timer.
Oh, it's when you bend it. See? The cable disconnects when you bend it.
Unreal.
Anyway,
That is engineering.
More than
Mahindra?
12 years old, those glasses, they still work.
Sorry.
Maybe
derailed.
BYD batteries.
Did we just get asked a question? Who is better brand ambassador, Elon Musk or Prime Minister Modi? I'm pretty sure it's the Prime Minister of India.
Really? I need to fact check this. Keep an eye on the chat. Ah, we're back.
Oh, it's because you click off, maybe.
Maybe when I click off, that's weird. Oh, maybe I've got a button that when I search it. All right, we're back.
We're both getting messages.
All right, we're back. Just let us know if we're back. We will proceed when we know we're back. Ah, thank God for that.
Can you guys hear this?
Nice. Can I join in with a higher pitch?
Bro, how do we have almost 100,000 subscribers?
You know what? It shows me what's wrong with the world.
There is something genuinely wrong with you
Genuinely
guys,
wrong with the world.
and we love you for it.
We really appreciate it that you guys are tuning in with us on a Sunday evening, just cutting the shit, basically. Turn those off. I've saved the battery for 12 years.
I don't
to
get
this
it.
point. Havel is the best brand in the... Oh, okay. So he's responding to Mr. Tonifumi. Downside of fast delivery is he gets a Havel.
Okay.
Bit of a quip.
Okay,
but I can appreciate it.
Ethan, I'm not doing this to make fun of you,
Ethan?
but I think that this will be funny. All right. Can I read it out to you as if I was a fanboy, for example?
As if you are Ethan.
Yeah. Mr. Tony Fumi, Havel is the best brand in the world. So much for price, 7-year warranty, full safety suite, and fast in sport mode with a beautiful heads-up display.
Thanks, Ethan. Look, we didn't mean any offense, but that was kind of funny.
That was kind of funny.
And I will say, like, we do get a lot of comments that are very, very complimentary to Havels on our Havel videos, and it makes us think maybe those comments are bots, you know. But now we know that they are real people.
The thing I like, let me be serious here for a second. The Havel brand in general, I think any brand offering affordable cars to people is fantastic, especially when they're not just total pieces of rubbish. Chinese cars, 10 years ago, right? I would not have touched a Chinese car because they were genuinely bad. But the curve, it hasn't been like a linear, it's been exponential. Like when I went to Munich and watched the, when I went to Munich and went to the auto show there, the vast majority of manufacturers there were actually Chinese manufacturers, and it was insane. It was insane, like how good these cars were. Obviously, I didn't drive a lot of them, but the innovation and how good they are is actually pretty. It's really impressive. It's really, really impressive.
It's very impressive.
But I still like to make fun sometimes. Okay.
I think we're mostly impressed by the interiors. I think some of their exterior designs could do with some work.
There isn't, because they're pumping them out so quickly, and also because they're quite new, there isn't like a family face, for example. Like, you don't look at a BYD at 03 and think, oh yeah, that looks really similar to the BYD Seal. They look like totally different manufacturers.
Yeah, 100%.
But they're not. Or the BYD Dolphin. Like, to me, that looks old, personally. Like, you know.
Alright, we've got ads starting. I'm going to skip these ones.
Skip those ads.
And I think we've got a few new people in the chat, so I'm just going to quickly address Matt's clickbait situation.
The elephant in the room.
Matthew.
I actually wanted to do this on live. Jacob, you're fired. That isn't it. Jacob, you tell your story.
Alright, I'm going to tell my story. So, basically, I'm leaving in some capacity. So, if you guys don't know, behind the scenes, I do a lot of the video editing and the production type stuff for the channel. But basically, in my life, what's going on is I'm completing my final semester of uni. I'm doing a computer science degree. And as part of that semester, I'm doing a professional placement, which is essentially a full-time work placement for half the year of this year. And I'm still going to be filming in the videos on weekends. I'm still going to be in the videos, most of them. I think Matt's going to have to do all the launches by himself. You know what? He gets to travel. He gets to use the bloody Virgin Lounge. Poor Matthew. Poor Matthew. How's the video doing?
Really well.
Awesome. Go watch our India video later, by the way. I put a lot of effort into that video, and it was a lot of fun traveling to India and capturing that content for you guys. But basically, I'm not going to be doing editing and that kind of stuff for the first half of this year. Essentially, after I'm graduated and finished with my computer science degree, I'll be coming back, and my role will be slightly different. So I'll be focusing more on building out our website. So if you guys don't know, I mean, I'm sure you do, we have a website, CarSauce.com, and it's growing. It's getting to where we want it to be, but I think we can add a few more features and make it a bit better. So that's going to be my main focus. But I'm still going to be in all the videos. I'm still part of CarSauce. If that answers your concerns.
Not all the videos, but like
most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah, most of like our regular like scheduled stuff, like the car reviews, I'll be in.
Yeah.
I
can't read that one out.
No. BYD Seal is an amazing example. Yeah, exactly, Billy. Exactly what we were saying before about the Seal. 100% agree. It's a very high level competitor to the Tesla Model.
The fact that it can even like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's better than a Tesla Model 3, but the fact that it can even, the fact that it's like BYD Seal versus Tesla Model 3 is huge testament to BYD. Huge testament to BYD. Wow.
That's great. That's a great shot. I'm going to save that.
Looks good.
Thanks for sending that through. my love. Are you both lovers? Yes.
We both have lovers, but we also love each other.
On the side.
On the side.
Exactly.
He's my side piece, and I'm his.
You were my main. I'll be honest, you were my main.
I was.
But I see how it is now.
Oh.
Are the Chinese cars the Korean cars of 10 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I totally agree.
Really? Like the Hyundai, like where Hyundai was 10 years ago?
We're too young, right? But if you speak to someone who was buying a car in the year 2000, right? And they were saying, "Oh, I'm going to buy myself a Korean car," you would be laughed at, because Korean cars were considered to be extremely inferior, and in a lot of ways they were. When Hyundai and Kia, I think Hyundai, I'll focus on them. When they started, they were complete copycats. They were literally just copying other manufacturers, and they were doing that. But now, obviously, they have their own thing, and they're very obviously they're a huge manufacturer now, and they're very unique, and innovation and R&D is all done in house. But same thing could be said of Toyota. Toyota was hated in the Australian market. A lot of that is xenophobia, but a lot of it was also kind of true. Like, some of the earlier Toyotas were just not reliable; they weren't great. And then as time has gone on, they have become a lot better. And obviously now they're known for their reliability and how good they are, but it's about the narrative shift, and it's also about creating quality products. And if we're being totally honest, Cherry of 10 years ago was terrible compared to Cherry of today. Terrible.
So much so they had to basically cancel themselves and come back.
Correct. No, yeah, they left the Australian market. Australia's not the be-all and end-all, but they left the Australian market, and now they've actually come back with much more competitive products. And frankly, the Cherry Tiggo 7 is even quite substantially better than the Cherry Motor 5 in terms of how it drives. So, as more products come to the Australian market, we start to really see that, that they're a lot better.
It is funny. So even at the time, like Dave is saying, he remembers a time when people don't buy Japanese cars, and that's exactly right. Like,
correct,
all of these countries of origin of these cars, they go through a process of building trust.
Yeah.
And that's only natural, right? Like, if something's new, you're not going to immediately trust it by default.
No.
It has to be proven over years and having a track record.
Yeah. And there is 100% an element of xenophobia. It's no secret that Australia and China, in terms of politics, don't get along. And so we have an anti-China narrative in a lot of ways in Australia. Same as China can sometimes have an anti-Australian narrative. Think about all the embargoes like the stoppage of wine sales from Australia for a period of time as well. So, there is that element.
Politics always plays a role.
Politics always plays a role, and how the community feels about the other community. But it's xenophobia at the same time too. But their products were also pretty bad, so that didn't help.
Yeah. But look, I mean, who's the number one exporter of chips now? Who's the number one exporter of pretty much what most people...
Is it China, or is it...
I'm fairly sure it's China.
I'm fairly sure it's the US.
Really?
Yeah, Intel and AMD.
Or like silicon.
Oh, AMD is Taiwan.
Chips. Maybe I'm thinking of just mobile chips.
Whatever it is.
Probably know this.
Huge exporter.
Yeah.
I mean, my iPhone...
Built in China.
Built in China.
So...
A lot of things... the Tesla Model 3s that we get in Australia is... Guess what that's built, guys? Guess what that's built? It's built in China. So,
we've got quite a few messages coming through. I'm going to try and...
Yeah, the viewers have gone up.
Deal with the backlog.
Thanks for checking in, guys.
Thanks, guys. I know it's a Sunday evening. You probably got so much else to do,
They probably do.
Trying to decide what small electric car to buy. Have loved your reviews upgrading from my trusty Honda Jazz. Yeah, the Honda Jazz is a pretty trusty hatch. In terms of electric cars, probably the most similar in terms of dimensions and stuff will be the MG4 to the Honda Jazz.
And Dolphin.
And the Dolphin actually probably a little bit smaller.
Danielle, you have good options, let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
The Dolphin is a great car, really, really good. Again, it's like that BMW 3 Series versus Mercedes C-Class. It's like, do you want comfort? If you want comfort, then honestly, you would go for the Dolphin. It's just more softly sprung. And the interior, the tech inside of it is just
good
better.
Good city car.
But the MG4 it just has such good driving dynamics because it's rear-wheel drive. If you go for anything other than the X-Power, so you've got good options, honestly.
100%. Still remember the crappy Hyundai XL. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think.
But the XL, do you know what? The XL was one of the big turning points in Australia. I'm pretty sure you could get one for less than 10 grand back in the day.
Yeah.
You could buy one, drive off the lot, and actually they're extremely reliable. And there's the XL series of racing. Do you know that?
Aren't they? Yeah, but aren't Hyundai still like regretting that fact
No, not at all.
that you could get it for like less than 10 grand? And
No,
like, essentially they built up this image of being this like super cheap manufacturer.
Well, they are changing, but I think that's just natural progression, because if you think about it, Chinese manufacturers are going to go the way of like
Budget and then premium.
yeah,
it's
it
a
goes
natural progression.
because there's more money. That's why Mazda. That's why
there's more
Mazda are
margin.
making. That's why Mazda are doing like the CX-60 and CX-90. They're making luxury cars now because there's more margin.
But they're going the other. It's interesting seeing the way Mazda's doing it, because they're not really going the EV route. Like not.
That's because they don't have enough money to do the EV route.
Yeah, but they have enough money to go the premium route, so it's a bit of a gamble. You know, it's kind of like they're putting all their money on red in a way, where red is premium versus black, where they could just completely reroute their business and go to EV.
The interesting thing about Mazda is that I think they were the number 2 car sales in Australia. I could be wrong on that. They were really high, regardless, right? But globally, they're actually one of the smallest OEMs. Australians love Mazdas.
All right,
Oh my god, there's so many messages.
I'm gonna quickly just jump through. Breath of fresh air. Why is long-term reliability never discussed when getting excited about all these new brand entrants? Cheers. I think the main reason behind that, Ben, is it's difficult to stand by. Like, it's difficult to make statements with conviction about long-term reliability when these are new entrants. Like, just based on the fact that these are new cars and they're untested, they're built on new platforms, they're built using new technology, we can't confidently say anything about the long-term reliability. In fact, I don't think anyone can.
But where we can talk about reliability sometimes, because Jacob is totally right, where we can sometimes talk about reliability is if that engine has been around forever. For example, I know that if you buy a Subaru, I can't say you will at all, but you know, there are issues with the Boxer engine and head gaskets, for example, because those engines have really been around for decades at this point. Not quite, but you know, they've been around for a long time. Versus, you know, the new 1.6 litre turbocharged engines from China that haven't been around for very long at all. However, I think, to be honest, I almost say always expect something to go wrong, because at the end of the day, think about an internal combustion engine is so many moving parts and explosions and just a bunch of things going on, right? They make them pretty reliable and they do a lot of testing. I think when you went to Mahindra, for example, they do 5 years worth of testing in 3 months?
So it's not quite that. So that was in reference to, at the proving track, the kind of fatigue and the strain that they put on the car is equivalent to about 5 years worth of real world driving in 3 months of evaluation.
Yes. So all of these manufacturers, they're all doing that, right? They're all doing computer simulated programs on top of actual programs, certifications to try and make sure their engines are reliable. But at the end of the day, like, I think every car, by the way, has issues, and everyone is always going to get a lemon. Not everyone, sorry. Someone is always going to get a lemon from that car. It's just, you know, if you think about it, like with manufacturing a computer, for example, 1% might be mismanufactured in some way, or there might be a failing component, and you can have issues. You can't comment on reliability because you don't know until it's been 10 years since that car has been on the roads, driving around, has done 100,000 kilometers, for example.
Exactly. And you know what? I'll just say what I've been saying for years about people that vape. We'll see.
Yeah.
We will see what happens to you guys. All right? Will you grow a third arm on your forehead? Who knows? Can the Sauce budget not afford to get 2 chairs? We have 2 chairs. You just can't see Matt's.
I have swallowed my chair. All right.
He was hungry. He's a hungry boy.
It's just Jacob's way of saying I'm a little bit broader. I'm a little bit broader.
You've got broad shoulders.
I'm a little bit broader in all the right areas.
Ah, come on. Let's keep this
exactly
below MA. Rating. That's the rating system.
Oh, do you think Jeep will be able to improve? Oh,
that's a tricky marketing question.
Let me tell you something, guys. Jeep is in a tough position because Jeep, as you know, are owned by Stellantis, which used to be FCA, Fiat Chrysler Automotive or whatever. And they actually have been having issues with their cars. And they're very public issues with their engines and their drivetrains. Off record, having spoken to people within Stellantis, you know, they know that they have issues. and they're not in the glory days that they once were. Do I think they could get back? Yes, but you know, there's to be honest, with every company, there's peaks and troughs. We go through peaks and troughs. Like some months we'll have terrible views for some reason. Other months we'll have fantastic views. And it's the same with everything. And I think that they're in a bit of a trough at the moment, and they know it. You know, here's the thing, right? If you're not moving, they're not selling a huge amount of cars in Australia anyway. So let's say they're not moving a lot of cars in Australia. Then how do you fund marketing to be able to sell more cars? Like, it's a bit of a vicious cycle. But also, they have had quality issues, and they have admitted that they had quality issues. But some of their products, and it's not Jeep, but Alfa Romeo, for example, which is under Stellantis Group, the new Tonale is fantastic. A really, really good car. And it's mild hybrid, and it does a great job. I don't know about its reliability, but also a lot of Jeeps they've been having with the Pentastar V6, which has been around for a long time, that has issues.
It is tricky though, you know, when in an industry where one slip up can cost you your entire brand image.
Yeah.
To have multiple cars be considered highly unreliable is like, it's like several bad slip ups. So it's in terms of how can they fix their brand image, it's just going to come down to years of building reliable vehicles, and then that will just slowly, steadily improve. You can't just change people's opinion overnight.
No. But also, yeah, we'll just have to wait and say. I'm rooting for them, like every manufacturer. I want every manufacturer to do well, because if they do well, then everyone else does well.
If Jeep dies, maybe we can get Mahindra Tar in Australia.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. Maybe we want that. No, I'm kidding.
If you guys don't know that, don't know what the situation with Mahindra is, the Mahindra Tar, which is essentially a Jeep Wrangler copy.
It's not though. Mahindra bought the rights to the Jeep Willys World War II truck thing.
Yeah.
And they built their own car based on that platform. Jeep also did the same thing, and they sold it in the US market. So
it does look identical to a Jeep Wrangler.
Oh yeah.
It looks identical. And so Stellantis Group, I guess now, or Jeep, have rights outside of India to sell that car, to sell what is essentially the Wrangler, whereas in India the rights are held by Mahindra.
Yeah.
And so they actually tried to bring Mahindra into Australia, but it was blocked. Sorry, the Mahindra Tar into Australia, but it was blocked.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And thanks for the support on that video, by the way. It pretty much blew up.
Yeah,
as well.
250,000 views or 300,000 views, something crazy.
Yeah, something ridiculous. And also, thanks for the support on the India vlog as well. It's been doing really well.
Guys, you guys are loving it. And after this, go watch it. But our most recent video, it's Jacob's trip to India, which I'm gonna watch. You know what? I watch all of our videos while I'm having a shower. Not to be weird, right?
That does make me feel a little queasy.
I just have to rub my body with soap while I'm watching this video.
Bro, that is TMI.
Let me know in the comment section down below, do you ever watch our videos while having a shower?
I'll be honest, you want to know where I watch most of our videos?
On the toilet.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me.
Bro, you are making dirty, whereas I'm making clean. Okay?
No, that's a good point. Except I don't strip down fully.
Is it weird that I... Oh, neither do I.
In the shower? I'd hope so.
Is it weird that I cry?
Oh man, alright, let's go back to some questions. Matthew's making me feel uncomfortable again.
Oh no.
Oh, Adam, I own a GWM Ute purchased in 2021 and noticed some oddities in steering. Took it back to the service centre, replaced the whole rack on warranty. Was that, by any chance, a Canon?
Bro,
Canon XSR.
It's only a Canon.
Is that the only Ute they do?
Yeah, in 2021.
Yeah. Because I did hear that they had pretty common issues with the steering rack.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Well, you know what? Like I said, any car can have issues. Every car really has issues, especially when they're newly launched. And I'm pretty sure the Canon back in 2021 was very newly launched.
Yeah.
And as long as they replaced it and it's okay now, who cares? You know?
It's annoying.
It's annoying,
but it happens.
But who cares? Like, these cars are so complicated. They're so complicated.
Ram has always been at the top of the most unreliable list. What's your thoughts on so many Aussies forking out over 100k for potential lemon? I think the people that buy that don't care. They just want the big old engine, the big menacing presence that it has on the road. I think that's all they're thinking about. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, to be honest, I drove a Ram 1500 in the US. It was base model. It didn't even have a backup camera, and I may or may not have backed it up into someone in Texas, and I pooed my little pants, and then they invited me in. This is Southern hospitality. I hit an 18-year-old's car, and I think the neighbor thought I was going to run off, and he comes out like, and I was like, I'm about to get shot. And he goes to the neighbor's place. Obviously, I'd pulled over at that point and was like, okay, who do I need to speak to? I was going to go door knocking. But anyway, they came out and they're like, it's okay. You know, it's okay. Have some wine with us. We ended up chatting for like 2 hours in the middle of, like, I can't remember where we were. It was some random town in Texas, right? And
Was this in Austin?
No.
Outside Austin?
It was between Austin and Houston. And I can't remember what it's called now, but it was just like a smallish town. And we had a lovely chat. I had insurance, obviously, so they were fine. I should probably message them, be like, hey, did you ever get it fixed? But the mum was scared that I was going to bail out of the country, and I'm like, I'm not. I've got a week here, but then I will bail. Where was I going with that?
That is a pretty fun
Ram
story.
1500, yeah. If you're buying a Ram 1500, you're buying it because it's a big American truck, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
And like Ford knows that. That's why they're selling the Ford F-150. Toyota knows that. That's why they're leasing the Tundra for the moment. So I can't talk about reliability. I actually don't know. I haven't read up about it.
So Ethan watches our videos while driving.
Yeah, we don't recommend watching our videos.
I would recommend watching our videos. Just
Audio
maybe
is fine.
Don't do it while driving.
Audio is fine. But yeah, don't watch it while you're driving.
Greetings from New Mexico. That's kind of close to Texas.
I'm going to find out where I was in Texas. Texas.
Was it Dallas?
No.
Or was it a town outside?
It was like San something. San
San
Antonio.
Antonio.
It was
San
San
Antonio.
Antonio.
Is that in the south of Texas? Oh, it's actually really close to the border of Mexico.
Yeah, maybe it was on our way from Louisiana.
Oh, okay. I'm so jealous that you went there.
I'd go back in a
I would
heartbeat.
love to go to Texas.
No,
it's
it
like
wasn't.
It's like its own country.
No. Sorry, we went from Louisiana. We went from New Orleans to Houston. We drove,
San
and then
Antonio's a long way
Houston
from
to
there.
San Antonio, and then San Antonio to Austin. Yeah, America is huge.
Yeah. I mean,
My
Australia's
favorite thing ever was going to Walmart. My favorite and driving, and of course, because I'm a little fatty. But I loved going to I liked trying out all the fast food. I felt so sick by the end of my trip to the US, and I don't. If you're from America, no offense, your food is just not healthy.
just drenched in oil.
I felt so
fat.
sick, and I'm like, I love a burger, I love a pie, but my God, like Mexican food, it was like just cheese. It was like cheese with a side of tortilla. Anyway,
That sounds honestly amazing.
what are we talking about?
No idea. But okay, so there is no travel video of of America from Matt. That was like a personal vacation.
Yes, sorry, please talk.
However, I think, given the reception that we're seeing on the India video, I think we'll have to do that a bit more.
That'd be awesome.
It was a really enjoyable trip, as you guys will see. Like, you can, it's a very raw video. You guys are just following me around everything I did in India. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, if you've watched parts of the video, or you have any questions about Mahindra, throw them my way, because I was there in India checking out all the facilities. It was really enjoyable to film and make that video for you guys. So I think we'll probably do it again.
We do it. So if you want to watch an American video, I did actually film a review of the Chevy Silverado, which was another car I drove over there. Because they won't give it to me here. So yeah, go watch that if you want to see. I was in, that was dodgy because I went to an American school. Like, let me give you context here before someone calls child protection on me. It was like a Saturday or something, and I filmed I tried to find just a quiet place, and I found it in this American school. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how security works out. I was worried someone would come out with just an AR-15. Not a kid though, like an adult.
That would be scary. I think a kid would be scary, to be honest.
It would be.
That's horrible.
I had a great time in the US, honestly. People are so nice down south. But I will say, there's also a lot of poverty in the south. A lot of poverty. And it was, everything was really expensive. Like, things in Australia are expensive, man. But, you get food over there and it's just so expensive.
I mean, it's expensive as well for an Aussie, because our conversion's pretty shocking.
It's pretty terrible.
If you guys don't know, if you guys aren't from Australia, we're going through a bit of a recession right now.
I think the whole world is.
I mean, I think Australia's,
You reckon?
I don't.
I listen to ABC
I'm not
News,
an
bro.
economist.
I listen to ABC News. I haven't heard anything of the sort.
They give a balanced perspective. Maybe that's why you're not hearing Australia's in trouble. Okay, so did we pay for the India trip, or does the car company? So Mahindra flew me down and put me up in a hotel in Chennai. They didn't pay for and obviously I got food at the hotel. That was pretty much where we ate, or I think we ate lunch at the Research Valley and stuff like that. So it was kind of like all expenses paid trip, but it was a jam-packed schedule. They didn't pay us for any of the content, and it didn't sway. I had a disclaimer in the video. It didn't sway anything that I said or saw or anything like that. It was just basically my own opinion.
I think this is important. So there's a couple of things with that. It's common practice. It's common practice if I flew Jacob over to India, for example, I can't tell you how much money we would lose as a business. We would not be able to survive if we weren't supported in that way by the manufacturer. But it's common practice. All of the like automotive outlets out there are flown out.
Yeah. Every single one you guys watch on YouTube, probably. And
I think it's really important to understand that, yes, it's amazing. They fly us out in business class, but it's like a necessary evil, because Jacob was there for 3 days, and it's non-stop. You land, you immediately get to work. Yeah, you need to sleep on the flight, or else you can't do it. I did the same for Germany.
Munich, you were jam-packed the entire time.
I was there for like 4 or 5 days, and it was non-stop. We had one afternoon to ourselves. Yeah. And then the other thing is that, one, we would never ever go away with a manufacturer that didn't respect our independence. And at the end of the day, it is very human relationships between myself or Jacob and the representative of that company. If they don't respect us,
it's not going to work out.
It's not going to work, and they're not going to invite us anyway.
Exactly. And look, that happens. Like it's like any industry. Like there's politics. It's all about human relationships. I think we're pretty transparent with you guys about everything that goes behind it. And as you'll see in the video, I pretty much just take you along for the journey. I show you pretty much everything I did. There's nothing hidden. There's no secretive meetings taking place. It's just they fly us there. They have a jam-packed schedule, a million things to show us, because obviously it's costing them a ton of money to get us there, so they want to show us as much as they can. Yeah. And then I'm just showing you guys. So that's kind of where we hope to go with the international launches. We've done a bunch of domestic launches, obviously, so around Australia. A lot of car journalists are based in Sydney, so oftentimes it'll be us flying from Melbourne to Sydney to meet up with a bunch of other journalists to do a launch for a car. That's pretty common. Or maybe they'll even fly from Sydney to Melbourne, then we just have to drive somewhere. So it's oftentimes just flying us somewhere, putting us up in a hotel, but we literally just sleep in the hotel. Yeah, it's not a vacation. It's like we're going there with a mission and a purpose. Yeah. And also, what's funny is if you're a car journalist, I don't know if any are watching the live stream, and you've been to an event with us two, we're never around. We check into the hotel, we get there, we dump our bags, we take our camera gear, and we're like, catch you guys later. We're gonna go film a review because we try and get an entire. A typical day of filming for us takes like 10 to 12 hours. So to nail it down to like the 2 or 3 hour window that we have a car at a launch event is tricky. So we try to maximize the time we get with the cars at these events.
Yeah, it's I think like it's very privileged to say this because we have an amazing job, but it's exhausting, and I can't when it's peak, pretty much any time other than Christmas, which is now, it is every week, sometimes multiple times a week, flying interstate, flying to Sydney, flying to Adelaide, flying somewhere in Queensland, and it is exhausting. And it's like, yes, you could be put up in a 6-star hotel, right?
I doubt it.
You sit, trust me, budgets are tightening. But you just sit on the end of the bed sometimes, and it's like midnight, and you're like,
dead.
I want to go home. I want to go home. But we also owe it to you guys to review every new car on the market, and everything exciting, and it still like fills me with joy. I think I was saying at the beginning of this stream, I've got a bloody Land Cruiser 76, right? Behemoth SUV, terrible to drive. But this week I've been making up excuses to drive this car, and so that passion and that love, it hasn't gone. And I think the day it does, you know, is a day
You'll
we'll stop.
probably know about
But
it.
yes, it's a roundabout way of saying Mahindra did fly us, or flew Jacob out there. But I think, you know, it's a mutual respect and understanding of the trade. They know that we can't afford it, or anyone can like make it feasible to fly ourselves to everything, and every other outlet gets flown as well. But there's a respect in the industry, and it's just human relationships that you got to balance in that way. And we will say it how it is. However, I will flag that we need to make more money to be able to bring Jacob on full time. For you guys who are just joining in now, Jacob is leaving in a way. He's going to be filming on weekends, but he is finishing his degree and is going to be doing an internship for 6 months or so. And so as part of that, he's working 5 days a week. So he'll still film on one day of the week, and we'll still do our normal car reviews, but he's not going to be going to launches. He's not editing. It's kind of down to me, and we've hired an editor who's really, really good.
He was in the chat a little bit earlier. I don't know if he's still.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If he's still in it.
Um,
But say hi if he's still here.
Yeah. So we have a new editor who's amazing, and we've been transitioning him. So actually, a lot of the videos you've been watching are done by this new editor.
Yeah. I'd say probably more than half now, maybe.
But we're going to be hiring more people, and to do that, we need more money. And as part of that, we're going to be doing sponsored work with manufacturers. But you will always know when a video is sponsored. We will never. I don't think it's even legal, but we will never make a video promoting something that we've been paid for, or given some sort of, you know, inclusion, whether it's flights, like Jacob said, for India, we disclose that and no one else would. But we're going to be accepting money from manufacturers.
That's a bold claim, by the way.
Yeah. Only manufacturers that we want to work with, and who respect us and are able to put aside sponsored content, which would be like a product showcase or something like that, versus a review, which will never be sponsored. It will always be our honest opinions.
We will never do sponsored reviews.
Yeah.
And you can take us at our word that that's never going to happen.
Yeah. It will never happen.
All right.
Oh my god.
We've got a few messages. I think people are talking amongst themselves. That's pretty cool.
I love, you know what I love?
Havel.
Just to pause for a second. I love how we have a community now. You know what I mean? I love that we just have a community.
Should we make a name for our... No, I'm kidding.
They're daddies.
the daddies of the CarSauce.
They're our daddies. We have Daddy Ethan. We have Daddy Nathan. We have Daddy Vivek. We have Daddy Gigi.
Daddy Christian, who waited 12 months for his Hilux.
Daddy Christian waited 12 months for his Hilux.
When I went to India, did I have to share a room with another journo? Thankfully, no. Thankfully, not.
You don't want to. If you want to meet the most disenfranchised people in the world, speak to an older car journalist. They don't want to be there. They lost love years ago. They lost love years ago. You talk to some people and you're like,
what's going on with the lighting in this?
I don't know. It's compensating for the fact that it's getting darker outside.
Okay.
But you speak to some car journalists. I won't name who, obviously. I was on a launch for the Nissan Patrol Warrior. I was stuck in a car for 3 hours with this guy who didn't say a word. He was probably like, and this is not ageism or anything, but he was definitely early 60s. Like, he was really close to retirement. He said so. And he didn't say a word. And he smelt. He was really smelly. And the next day, I'm not even joking. Not even that day. Sorry, that day. Because you can change your flight sometimes, right? To get home. He said, what's the earliest flight I can take home tomorrow? And he just left. And then I'm sure he wrote up a review. I don't know how he would have done that because he just... Anyway, you get a lot of disenfranchised people. So I'm glad that Jacob didn't have to share a room.
Oh, man. So I've never had an experience like that, thankfully. But, yeah. What he says is accurate.
It's really bad.
What he says is accurate. You guys do what you need to do. Learn a lot from you guys. Always look forward to your content. Thanks, Stephen. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh my god, wanted to leave a message on one of your BYD videos that just felt different. I wonder which one that was. I did the seal. Who edited the dolphin? Was it our new editor?
It was probably our new editor. No, you did the dolphin. You did the dolphin because of the Ling Long tires.
Yes, I did. Yeah. Wait, so which BYD video felt different?
You did the Atto 3.
So I think I edited all the BYD videos. So
Sometimes
I apologize if
sometimes
it wasn't
Jacob just gets sick of it.
Sometimes I go on tangents. You know, I go on weird tangents when I edit. I start looking up memes, and it goes off the rails.
Which is why we love our new editor so much, because he is literally us.
He's a meme star.
He is an absolute meme.
He loves.
I piss
internet
myself
culture.
watching his stuff. I laugh so
It's really
hard.
good.
It's so good.
He's very talented, and he takes all of our feedback and instantly puts it into practice. So it's really cool. I saw the Right Car and Jaggers video. Would be interesting to do a collab, as he said. And he said situation. Interesting, yeah. So obviously we see Matt at a lot of these events. He literally just does everything himself.
Yeah,
I will say a lot of respect to him, because we went to the Jimny XL launch with him. That was a pretty full on. Actually,
that was fucked.
I'll tell you what. He lives in Sydney, so probably easy for him. He didn't have to fly.
This launch was in Sydney.
It was in Sydney at Sydney Motorsport Park in where is it? Sydney Motorsport Park.
It was Sydney Motorsport Park.
Yeah, somewhere. And he got his full review out the same day as the event. How do you even do that? I know he edits his own videos. How do you even do that?
That was messed up. Because, and I say it's messed up, like, amazing for him. His video did amazing. He did really
crazy.
well. Like, that's so much work. And that was something I used to do back in the day, so I know exactly how he feels.
Yeah.
I used to, because it used to just be me, right? Like, filming, editing, everything was done by me.
So the only time we've ever done that, or the only time I've ever done it, was when we did the BYD Seal. We drove to Dandenong, picked it up in the morning, filmed it. I drove home, edited it all on the same night to be out by midnight. And so that was a pretty, not to toot my own horn, but that was a pretty intense day.
that was crazy. Yeah,
I mean, everyone has their own opinion, so
I think at the end of the day, we're all human. I think we all have our own biases, whether we want it. Why did you?
I was just highlighting it.
Anyway, we all have our own opinions. We're human, right? A review, what I think of a car, or what Jacob thinks of a car. So we can be as unbiased as we want. Anyone who says that they are, what's the word? Totally objective is lying, because a review is inherently subjective. So,
well, I mean, you can objectively say all the specs, and then I guess you can subjectively omit things.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about looks, obviously it's all subjective. When you're talking about driving feel, it's still subjective.
Yeah.
So you could have a car that's got really firm suspension, and one person says they love the connected feel, while the other person says it's uncomfortable. Yeah. So it's all about how you frame the characteristics of the car.
And honestly, sometimes you get journalists who just have a bad day. And they have a bad day, and so they'll talk smack about a car, which costs the car company tens of thousands of dollars.
Tremendous amounts of money.
And that's something that we have to think about as well now. Like, now that we have, like, you guys help make us actually one of the more influential car reviewers on the platform. Yes, we're silly and whatever, but people actually care about what we say, which I love. And I'm really happy about that. But that means that we actually have to be extra careful, because if we say something that, you know, let's say I'm having a bad day, right? And you guys won't tell, because I'll just talk about poo and fart and pee, right, in the video. But, like, I might then negatively review a car. I can't think of a time I do that, because I don't think I would let that happen. But you know, there's times where we're both exhausted, right, and we don't want to be there anymore, and we like, it's one of those you drive home silent kind of things. You know, if we say something that's maybe not inherently true, or just like really bad against the car company, that could tank their sales of that.
And it could just be like a throwaway comment that you don't even think twice about.
No.
So obviously, you know, we have our editorial standards are increasing, as you guys can tell, because as we get more viewership, the responsibility increases. So obviously, it's a good thing that we're getting more viewers, but we have to be thinking about more, be more careful. And, you know, we make mistakes. Honestly, I'll be the first one to admit we've made mistakes, not just in terms of car specs, car inclusions, pricing, but in terms of just, you know, leaving things in the video that probably shouldn't be in there. You know, like making jokes that maybe we shouldn't have made. So we, you know, we're not perfect, so we still try and catch those things in the editing and the production process, but some things slip through, and, you know, it happens.
And now that we get like literally millions of views a month, that can be really bad, and we could get sued, for example. Like, that's, I have to think about that now. I'm literally a business owner. I have to do my stupid BAS statements or whatever. Like, I pay Jacob a wage. We have employees now. Like, this is this is like at the point where if we say something like that's maybe defamatory in some way, we get sued. That's crazy.
You could get sued.
Yeah, I could get sued. Well, CarSauce as an entity could get sued.
I will be A-okay.
Jacob will be fine.
I'll be just sitting sweet.
Jacob will go to chasing cars.
Relax. You're not getting a divorce. No, not yet. But if we did, I would take 70%. I reckon.
Bro, you wish.
The courts will favour me. I'll just sue him for defamation.
Yeah.
And we'll be right.
You could probably sue me for sexual harassment. I'm not gonna lie.
I have hours of evidence on YouTube.
Bro, we're literally you could make a compilation of just me saying fist mate.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm done.
As you can see in frame 317 of this video, Jacob looks visibly uncomfortable. Play Freebird. Oh, I actually know how to play the chords of that, but I'm not going to do it. You would like it, and I'm not going to do it. Are you going to review more Mercedes models?
Oh, Mercedes. Yes.
Yes.
Mercedes is only I don't have anything booked in, I'm being totally honest, but like Mercedes is a company we haven't really started working with, and I say that in the way that, like, you know, they don't give us cars, but we didn't start working with them until
very recently.
So
very recently.
What was the car? GLC 300 was the first car that we reviewed.
I want you guys now. This will test how much of a fan you are of CarSauce. What is the one major car manufacturer that we are still yet to work with? I want to see if you guys know, if you guys can get it. There's one major one. I know there's probably a bunch more that we don't work with, like super ultra luxury, whatever. What's the one major car manufacturer see every day on the roads that we do not work with yet? See if you guys can get it.
And while you're doing that, the TLDR for Jacob is technically leaving. He's going to complete his uni degree by doing an internship for 6 months. But don't worry, he will still be in the normal car reviews. So he'll still film every week. Unfortunately, though, that means he'll be working 6 days a week. And then once he's done that, he will join back up with CarSauce in a new capacity, but still filming videos, don't worry. But he will become essentially the owner of our website, carsauce.com, in terms of the platform.
That is so funny. No one is getting it right.
No one's getting it right.
Keep guessing. That is not correct. Not correct. No one is correct so far. I mean, Tata, yeah, they are a pretty big manufacturer.
Yeah.
But we just don't get them in Australia.
In terms of Jaguar Land Rover, that is actually technically true, though not the one we were thinking of. The reason we don't work with them is they don't...
It goes back a long way.
They're kind of... I don't know. First of all, I don't know why they don't just give us cars. And that sounds so... What's the word?
Entitled?
Entitled sounds so entitled. I get that. But I think we have the platform now that it's mutually beneficial, right? Like, you guys want to know about Jaguar Land Rovers, and we can get their car in front of a lot of people. It might not be positive, but we can still get their car in front of a lot of people. The reason that they don't work with us is because in Australia anyway, they seem to be very focused on like luxury magazines and things like that. So you'll see that, I mean, you go across any of our competitors, I don't really see them as competitors, but anyway, you go across any of our competitors' channels, they're not reviewing Range Rovers or Land Rovers. That's because they're not getting it either. So that's a weird thing that they've decided, but...
Wow, still no one.
No one's gotten it.
Still no one.
Why are people saying Mahindra? What are you talking about?
We have done like a bunch of Mahindra videos recently. Oh my god. Seat. Well, technically we've done Cupra.
Yeah, we don't get Seat in Australia, and I yeah. It's not Volkswagen
Tesla,
or Seat.
It's not Volvo, it's not Tesla.
But if you're wondering why I haven't done a Volkswagen recently, I did do the Cupra comparison, but it's just because I haven't really released anything new.
Yeah, we do work with Volkswagen. We've done a bunch of them. We've done Volvo. We haven't done them in a while though.
No.
We've done Polestar.
I'm amazed people aren't getting it. We do Polestar. We have a Polestar booked in like 3 months.
God.
For some reason, they just don't have any.
Renault
is another one we actually haven't gotten.
We haven't done Renault.
Yeah,
but we weren't thinking of that one. But yeah, we haven't done Renault.
We really don't work with everyone. Renault and LDV. Okay, so they are owned by Ateco Group, and we just haven't spoken in it. I don't think we've spoken ever, so maybe we'll do them one day. I don't know. I need to reach out to them. Honda, we do.
Yep, done Lexus, done Holden. Yeah,
Lada, wouldn't
Not
that
really
be
a thing.
nice? I wish we
yeah.
could have a Lada.
that'd be so cool. That'd be really cool if we get a Lada.
If only they started, bringing in the original Lada Niva.
We've done some Honda videos. It's not Jaguar, but you're right. We haven't worked with Jaguar.
Should we give them a hint? Okay, I have a hint.
It's gonna be too obvious.
It's gonna be too obvious. Okay, you're better at this than me. You do a hint.
What's a good hint? They've got a pretty significant motorsport heritage.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good
They've
vague
that's,
hint.
That's the only hint I can really
Maybe
get.
it was in Koenigsegg. Why would it be?
I don't even think they're street legal in Australia. I'll be honest. Peugeot. I mean, I know they used to.
No, we did Peugeot.
Someone got it.
Rusty
Someone
Gates,
got it.
you finally got it.
Someone
win.
finally said, and then Joseph right behind.
You win the clap award. Porsche.
There you go. Rusty Gates and Joseph both got it.
I wish we could get Porsche. I don't know why they're not even. We don't need to air our dirty laundry here, but we just don't get Porsche. I think it's potentially because we're pretty silly in our videos, or we're kind of boyish, and maybe that doesn't fit the narrative. I don't know.
Who knows? Honestly.
But we'd love to. So if you're watching from Porsche, please reach out to us. We would love to review a 911 or a Cayenne or a Macan.
Sorry, Porsche. I'm sorry, it's Porsche.
Porsche.
I retract my previous Porsches.
Porsche.
Didn't see that coming. Yeah, I know. It's funny. It's such a well-known car brand, but it just doesn't come to mind. Two man children, exactly.
That's what
Joseph.
we are.
That is what we are, and it's
Thanks, Aunt Shannon.
Thanks for coming
protecting
to our
us.
coming to our defense, Aunt Shannon.
We've done Renault. We did, but that was before they were. Their press was managed by someone else.
Who was it done by back then?
I don't want to say, but she did move elsewhere, and we started working with them. So there you go.
Who cares for Porsche? They're going electric. I mean, personally, okay, listen, I love the Audi RS e-tron GT. I would love to actually compare that to the Taycan. That would be a sick. Look, I know they're going electric.
You have reviewed a Porsche, guys. Okay, Slav, go on. Tell us what
Tell
Porsche
us
have
when
we
we
reviewed?
tell us when we reviewed it. I would
Was it a
imagine
Golf-
if there was a
Golf
video
GTI?
of us reviewing a 911 that we just both.
I guess it's the Audi RS e-tron GT, but they're not
Yeah.
the same. They're not the same.
The suspension is quite different.
Suspension is different. I mean, one's a Grand Tourer and one is a weapon. So
Well, I mean, that was a pretty bloody fast Grand Tourer.
that was a very fast Grand Tourer. Don't get me wrong, they're both. Yeah, you do hear
Yeah.
crickets in the background. Okay. You guys can't see this, and I don't want to show you.
It is so bloody hot right now, and so crickets come out. Let's close that window.
Welcome to tropical Australia.
It's a bit of a pain. You have to kind of go around it.
Do the old
Yeah.
reach around.
Yeah, you do the old reach around. Lamborghini Urus, yeah, that'd be fun too. I mean, have we done the Q8?
No. Done an SQ7.
Yeah, I mean, an RS Q8 is basically the same thing, right?
You got some loud crickets here, bro.
Because they're right next to the
Your
window.
crickets are cricketing.
They are cricketing.
Wow.
There you go. I can still hear them, to be honest.
Yeah, I can still hear them.
The Mustang Dark Horse, that does look pretty cool, I will say.
I'm glad someone else managed the crickets.
Where are you guys located? Melbourne, Australia.
No, we work with BMW.
Yeah.
Press team there are awesome, and they let you. Some manufacturers hate when you talk smack about their cars, even if you genuinely believe it. But Porsche, BMW, they're like, you know what? You say whatever you want to say, and that's why I love working with them because they respect me. And I think this is the same with all manufacturers, generally speaking. But if you can justify, as long as you justify why you don't like something, then absolutely you can say it because no product is perfect. And any manufacturer that thinks their product is perfect, I think there's genuinely something wrong with it.
There's delusion.
Yeah, there's
delusion going on there. Pagani, that'd be cool. Actually, you know what? I do know someone in Sydney that recently saw a Pagani Zonda R on the back of a truck.
Is that from the Lee collection?
Probably.
Yeah, it would be.
Probably. Pagani Zonda R. That would be so cool to drive.
Wouldn't that be
around.
sweet?
I mean, I'm personally a fan of the Huayra. Not that I'll ever get near one, but we'll see.
You might touch one.
The only thing I'll touch is a picture of it on the internet. Melbourne, the state that has 4 seasons in one day. You just described filming conditions for us. You guys have seen our videos. Which video was it that was like torrential downpour? and then it was sunny.
All of them?
Literally the next one.
That
like, in the
literally
next-
happened while I was filming the 76 series as well.
Yeah, true. But there was one that stands out recently. I can't remember what video it was, but yeah, it was just like torrential downpour. Then it was a cut, and then it was blue skies. So that's Melbourne.
I'm trying to think.
It was one where you had your big puffer jacket
Yeah, I
on,
remember
and then
that.
you were like, "Let me zip you up," and then
That's the Alfa Romeo.
the quadrifolio.
Yeah. Was that it? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that was
There's
it.
the Stelvio.
Yeah, Stelvio.
quadrifolio.
There you go.
What are your thoughts on the first gen CRV?
I think
As like a new, what was that? Early was that 2010?
Oh.
No, even way earlier.
Yeah, 2000.
95. Okay.
I remember being picked up from school, in our primary school,
These are classics.
in this car regularly. Now, I don't remember how it drove.
Are you about to delve into some childhood trauma?
Yes, I remember I was getting picked up in this car by, like, you know, you do that thing where your parents drop you off with their kids, and then their kids, the other parents pick you up. So like someone has drop off duty,
Are we at
someone
the
has pick
trauma
up
yet,
duty.
bro?
We drove out of a street, and there was 3 of us. Oh, sorry, in the front seat. This was we're talking early 2000s here, which probably was still too late. Someone was sitting, a child was sitting on another child's lap in the front seat, and a police drove past. I remember them looking, and then there was like two. It was like 2 women officers. I don't know why I remember that, but I just do. And they were looking, and they were looking at each other like back and forth.
Like, do you want to say something? Do you
Yeah. It's like, is that illegal? And then they turned on their lights and pulled the mum of this friend
So
over.
you got pulled over in a first gen CRV.
So that was the first time in my entire life I was pulled over.
Wow.
Was in a first gen Honda CRV. So there you go.
Wow.
How's that for your story?
Wow. I mean, I thought it would have a better ending, I'm not going to lie.
And then it exploded.
That's what I was
Yeah.
after. Alright, that's my current car log. 400,000 kilometers. Jeez. I mean, why do you want our thoughts on it? You're the expert.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, assuming you've done some of those 400,000, but yeah, wow. Needed more VTEC. They all need more VTEC. Suzuki sucks, man. Every other car in India is Suzuki. I mean,
That's what you said to me. Not that they suck.
I didn't say it sucks.
No,
but yeah.
you said that every second car is a Suzuki Swift sedan.
Yeah, I mean, I think literally they have a 50%. They own like 50% of the market in India, like
Yeah.
just cars in general. 50% are Suzuki. So, yeah,
But it's not Suzuki, it's Maruti Suzuki,
Maruti Suzuki.
which are actually built more cheaply for the market.
Any idea when Toyota will be releasing the hydrogen power car?
You mean the Mirai? The little Mirai?
Is the Mirai Mirage?
I don't think they need to release a hydrogen car anytime soon. Ooh, controversial. But we don't have the infrastructure here. What are you going to do? You're going to go to Altona to fuel up your hydrogen car? No.
Melbourne Airport, maybe.
Well, no, they don't have it there either.
Where they have it then?
What camera video gear?
We use a Nikon Z7.
Have you not seen how many cameras we use? Pinpointing it down to
Okay,
one
no, no,
camera.
let me give you a short break.
But we don't know. No, we don't want to give away our trade secrets.
Okay, I'll just tell you the main.
Talk about our action cameras.
The action cameras.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we use multiple GoPros.
Yeah.
Probably like a Hero 9, a Hero 11, and a Hero 12.
Yes.
We use a DJI action on the chest.
Osmo action.
The DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which is what I filmed pretty much the entire India video with, and we literally bought it the day before I went to India, and it is so good.
Great camera.
And I'll tell you why we bought it, because we emailed DJI. We're like, hey, we're going to India. We would love to take a Osmo
Please.
Pocket 3
Please,
with us.
please,
Can you please just throw one our way? And they didn't respond until after we'd bought the Osmo Pocket 3, but they weren't going to send us one anyway.
They said no. Yeah, I was going to
They
say.
said no.
They said no.
They said no, but we ended up buying one, and it was such a good purchase. That camera is
Yeah,
so good.
it's
Like
really
with a
good.
1-inch sensor, amazing.
Yeah, really, really
It made filming in India like a piece of cake. What else? We have.
We have an Osmo Action 3.
Yeah,
we
we
have
got
an
that.
Osmo Action 2, which is
No,
that
no.
1 you see on my chest.
No, the Osmo Action isn't. It's not an Osmo Action. Oh no, yeah, sorry, Pocket 3.
You're thinking of the Pocket 3.
Osmo Pocket 3, and we also have the DJI, another DJI like GoPro-like camera.
Yeah.
Which is
That's the Osmo. So that's the Osmo Action 3. We have an Osmo Action 3, Osmo Action 2, DJI Pocket 3. We have a GoPro Hero 12, GoPro Hero 11, GoPro Hero 9. We also have a Nikon Z7 and Nikon Z6. You might be like, wow, that's so expensive. It was accumulated, I want to say, over like a
4 years.
Yeah, 3-4 year period.
Yeah.
Which, trust me, it's a lot of money. And if I would probably go a different way. Like if I was buying a main camera, I'd probably go for a Sony now. But I already had like Nikon glass at the time. If you're a camera dude, you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome cameras. Okay, there's quite a few questions. Greetings from Ormond Beach, Florida, US. I'd love to visit Florida. That'd be
Well,
pretty awesome.
hell yeah,
Hell yeah, sister or brother.
bro. That sounded a little racist to me.
Why racist?
You need to. You know what I need to do now? I need to send Jacob to some cultural appropriation classes.
I think you're the one trying to appropriate my culture, bro. In my culture, I call everyone brother or sister. What about the Pajero IO?
Have you reviewed it? Listen, Dad. Okay? I know
Does he
you
own one? Does he own a Pajero
No,
IO?
I know you've infiltrated the chat. Okay? Let me tell you something, Dad. Where's my inheritance?
So everyone else is daddy, by the way, but this one's dad.
This is my real dad. Get out of here. Have I reviewed a Mitsubishi Pajero IO? No. Have you?
And you know what? We're not hiring. All right?
We're not hiring.
Or maybe we are. I don't know. What do you both drive now? Pretty much only press cars, I'll be honest. We have like a rotating roster of like 4 or 5 cars at any time.
Yeah.
So we take our pick. What do I own currently? A 2014 Mitsubishi Lancer.
Yeah.
That is currently gathering dust and cobwebs.
Yeah, it's almost no point in having a car. And this is like an argument. So one of the most privileged arguments I have ever seen, like editorial piece from an Australian car journalist, was talking about how if you're a car journalist and you don't own a car, then you're not a real car journalist. And I'm like, to have an asset that you pay insurance and registration for, not everyone has a lot of money to be able to just leave something sitting there so other people think that, well, maybe you do like cars. I have a SsangYong Chairman. Objectively speaking, that car is a waste. Do you know when the last time I drove it was? Like over a year ago. And that was probably taking it to a mechanic. I hate that. I hate that argument.
Bro, all I hear is whinging. And all I want to say is, if you don't have a garage full of 2003 MX-5s,
Miatas.
you're not a true car reviewer. Alright? If you don't have a Honda S2000 from 98
With VTEC.
with more VTEC than standard.
Is Jacob going off to daddy's school? He is going off to daddy's school.
How did you know?
He's going off to his little... Jacob's going off to do his little internship. But it's only for 6 months. Don't worry, people.
Well, 22 weeks to be precise. So let's not be giving misinformation. I'm doing an internship. If you guys are new, I've explained it a few times, but I'm doing an internship.
That sounds so disenfranchised.
I didn't want to sound salty. But it came out
Start
salty.
again. Start again.
Let me rephrase.
Please do.
I've already goddamn said this so many times. No, I'm kidding. I'm going to be doing an internship for the first half of this year.
Oh no, I might have raised this. I might have really messed this up.
Is audio bad?
Oh no, audio is really loud. I might have touched it by
Hang
accident.
on. Wait. Now we're better. Are we better now? Oh no.
Oh no.
Are we better? Uh-oh. Why'd you have to knock?
Did I knock the gain? Did I knock the gain? Is it really loud, guys?
Is it a bit louder? Did you knock the gain?
I might have knocked the gain.
Hang
Oh,
on.
now it's soft.
Okay. Can everyone tell us if it's better? We killed like 90 people. We apologize, guys.
Turn up the gain here.
Alright, how's that?
I want to cry.
Alright. Are we better? Alright, awesome.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll go back to my story, Matthew.
I'm so sorry.
You know
Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving?
basically, I'm doing an internship for the first half of this year, and so I'm not going to be doing my normal behind-the-scenes editing production role, but I'll still be in the videos.
And then he'll be coming back with a vengeance in the middle of the year to take on more responsibility, essentially. So he'll be coming full time onto CarSauce. He's already pretty much full time, but he'll be coming full time. So it's actually a good thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be good, and we're gonna be building out the CarSauce.com online platform.
Which is already there, by the way. So definitely go check it out.
Go
We'll
have a look. If you haven't seen the website, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
It's a daily thing.
Get out from underneath that rock that you're living in and have a look at the website. Hey Matt, how's Willie?
Willie's good. Willie's my little Groodle, and he is very good.
Willie is the key to Matt's heart.
Willie's my hairy Groodle. No, but he actually is my dog. I'll show you a picture.
They've all seen the pictures, bro.
So we have a little thing where I'll get a better photo. He's a lot bigger than this. This was him when he was a puppy.
Oh, that is so cute.
But it's one of my favorite photos ever. Please, no one send me a message. You can't see that. Anyway, he's very cute. He's a big boy. He's about 27 kilos, and he's
suddenly loud again. Did you knock it again?
I think people are trolling us.
I think people are trolling.
I'm gonna ask my source. Give me 1 second.
I think we'd be getting messages if it was bad. Nah, it's good. It's good. I've watched your Mazda 3 video at least 5 times. It's hilarious. Thank you.
Oh, hi, my love. How's the audio? And honestly,
what else have we got? Oh no. I apologize if the sound is bad.
okay.
Jacob, what's your uni degree? I'm studying computer science. So,
Love you so much.
I'll be doing...
You are everything to me. You complete me. Okay, love you, bye.
I will be doing a 6-month internship at a company basically doing computer science things.
This is Jacob. That's Jacob. Oh, I'm a computer scientist. Oh.
Honestly, it's less of that and
Bro,
more
I could
banging
hack.
my head against a brick wall.
I could hack anything. I could hack the mainframe.
Have you ever watched the classic 1990s movie Hackers?
Is that with Angelina Jolie?
Is it?
There is one with Angelina Jolie.
It might be. I don't know. But I've seen it many years ago and it was great.
Oh, it is. Ah, yes. Do you know what? I haven't seen it, but I was watching someone's podcast and I heard about.
It's a pretty hilarious movie. Like, all the hacking
I've heard
scenes
it's
are just
terrible.
such BS.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they're typing in, like, a command line, just ridiculous things. Like, stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like, they'll type a command like hack mainframe, and then the mainframe will get hacked.
Bro, we both know that's how it goes anyway. And by the way, I know that was a test. It's actually // hack.
You've clearly played Minecraft.
We actually used to play a lot of Minecraft, Jake and I.
We did. Back in the day, we played some Minecraft.
And every time the music came on, we would make a comment like, "This is great music." You know?
I don't think a single player that plays Minecraft doesn't do that. Yeah. Oh, this is a good soundtrack.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
very good
I like
soundtrack.
this song. Yeah.
Do you guys know I used to get bullied?
They can't tell.
Look at me now.
They can't tell.
Look at me now, huh?
Sea Shanty. Mm-hmm. I feel like that was also a song in RuneScape. There was also a sea shanty in RuneScape. Anyone that played RuneScape back in the day, 07 classic RuneScape.
By the way, guys, if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit subscribe, comment down below. What's your favorite sandwich?
I like pastrami on rye. You
I
didn't prepare an
expect
answer?
that. No.
You asked the question and didn't have an answer ready?
I'll tell you the one I like. It's the one we eat usually when we're filming, which is the pickle.
Oh, pickle relish and ham.
Pickle relish and ham.
cheese. Yum.
I love that.
So good. How long have you guys known each other for? Too long. You take the words right out of my mouth, bro.
Too long. We've known each other for.
Probably about 14, 17, 15 years.
You know what's crazy? We've probably known each other longer than we haven't known each other.
Let me fact check you on that. Yes, you're right. You're right. But we've liked each other for far less.
That has only been actually. Well, it's kind of like
You've been alright for the last week or so.
it's kind of like a sine wave.
Talking about your weight. Yo-yo right here.
Yo-yo.
Pastrami, you monster. What part of pastrami is it? The fact that it's meat?
Yeah, what's wrong with meat?
What's wrong with meat? What's wrong with pastrami? I just want to know.
Now I'm kind of hungry. I'm not gonna lie.
Can you guys give pirate vibes? Can you sing a sea chant?
Okay, you keep saying the same thing, right?
Why do we give pirate vibes? I'd really genuinely.
It's because
want to
we
know.
both have unshaven beards that we need to shave.
Yeah,
This isn't intentional, by the way. This is pure laziness.
you look a bit unkempt, bro.
I get a
You have a-
strong neck beard, guys. I don't think you know.
You need a proper fedora for that.
Can you imagine? Do you have a fedora?
I don't. But you know what I do have?
Oh.
I have this. Does anyone know what show this is from?
How good am I as a friend that when I was in Japan, I bought him that? Can you believe that? That cost me like 20 Australian dollars.
Because he knows it's my favorite character. All right. Pastrami is yum. Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
Can you hear the backpedaling?
Where does
I can hear it.
where does Tickle My Pickle come from? Lots of sexual tension. That's where it comes from.
Honestly, half of the stuff in our videos, honestly, it's bewildering to me.
It is bewildering.
It's bewildering. I don't know where it comes from. It comes from the ether, and that ether is Matt's.
I've
Psyche.
always been like this. I just say the most random of things.
Hey, someone knows exactly what character it is. It is, in fact, Majin Vegeta.
Majin Vegeta.
Of Dragon Ball Z. You're correct, Sly.
My favorite is when they throw the Dragon Ball and out comes Pikachu. I just know that triggered a lot of people.
Triggered me, bro.
I play a lot of Pokemon. There you go. There's a fact.
No one cares. No one asked.
And by the way, Bulbasaur. The answer is always Bulbasaur. And then Squirtle, and then Charmander.
Oh, I was a Charmander guy.
Can someone ask us a question about cars now? Because this is...
This is going way off the rails. I'm going to scroll up and see if there's anything we missed. We got some
Whose
Turkish.
guitar pick is this?
It's my guitar pick.
Goodbye, Blue Sky.
Don't look at that. It's a very personal object to me.
Oh, with that? Anyway,
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't get it, bro.
I do. Dark Side of the Moon.
You do get it. Where do you do test drives around Melbourne?
How about none of your business? I'm joking.
Matthew, take that back.
I don't want to say, but if you find it, you find it. But the only
It's
reason
Mornington Peninsula.
Yeah.
All right.
there's beautiful driving roads all around Victoria.
Drone? Question mark.
We don't have a drone. That's not what we're
Sure.
talking about.
We did,
We did.
but then we didn't.
I sold it. It's in terms of workflow, it's so hard. Like to set up the drone, fly it around. First of all, it's actually legal in how we would do it. But second of all, it just takes a lot of time, and you then have to color grade that footage, and sometimes it just doesn't look good. It doesn't really add much. So yeah, got rid of it. Maybe one day. I'll tell you, the only time it came in use, the only time I loved it was it's a little weird. The only time I loved it, I've lost my train of thought. The only time I loved it was the Ford Ranger Raptor. That was a really cool, like seeing it drift. Completely destroyed the paddock I was in there.
Okay, Matthew, I've got a hard-hitting question for you. Listen up. All right. What is one car feature in modern cars from the past 5 years you can't live without? Go.
Can I give you two?
No, you give me one.
Adaptive cruise control.
So you're telling me you hated your time with the Mahindra Scorpio?
I don't want to say yes.
I've just backed you into a journalistic corner.
Let me tell you, that is the one reason I wouldn't buy it for myself if I was looking for a daily driver. Because, I don't know about you guys, but when I'm stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic in the Burnley bloody tunnel, the last thing I want to do is press the accelerator and brake. Accelerator, brake. I would rather be on cruise control.
Bro, I cannot believe you did not say Apple CarPlay. I
I can live without Apple CarPlay.
I can't believe you didn't say Apple CarPlay.
I can live without Apple CarPlay. I wouldn't want to, but I can live without it.
But that's the whole
But
question.
you asked me for one, and I gave you my one. Don't attack me.
No, but the one you give has to be the most important. And for me, Apple CarPlay would rank above adaptive cruise control.
I'm glad it does.
You don't sound glad.
You're fired.
You're mad.
you're
You're mad that
literally
you didn't
fired.
say Apple CarPlay. You know what? Our audience agrees with
It was a
me.
good thought.
Apple CarPlay. Alright? ventilated seats. You know what? Ventilated seats are not super common, except in like top trim models. But I agree, they are super duper awesome. Power steering. I don't know if I'd call that. That's been standard for so long. I don't even know if I'd call that a modern feature.
Which one? Reversing camera?
Reversing camera, actually, yeah.
Do you know what? That is really important.
That is actually a good point.
If we're going back to like basics, yeah.
In any car that's bigger than like a mid-sized SUV, I need a.
But this is over the last 5 years. Like before 5 years, like they were already pretty commonplace.
Okay, here's how we solve this. What's the most important thing? You know, in the last V8 Land Cruiser 70 series that we did, the one before CarPlay and before reversing camera, which one of those would you have taken if you could only have one? You would have taken reversing
100%.
camera over CarPlay. Me too, actually, in that car. Yeah. In a big car like that, I would have taken
If I didn't have reversing camera in the 76 series, the GXL that I'm doing right now, I would cry. Because trying to park that thing without hitting someone with the metal bumpers would be terrible.
By the way, what do you guys think of this?
Yeah.
We haven't said anything about it. It's been...
Show them the other side. We're thinking about making this. Would you guys want it? Would you guys buy it? Let us know.
We just made one. It's one of one currently.
It's one of one currently. This is the prototype. But Jacob has been using it for, I want to say, 3 months now.
I've been doing a reliability test on this water bottle.
Because honestly, that was something like, I didn't want to sell
something that people would chuck out in like 2 weeks.
Or that would break, or that would leak everywhere. But that has been a really good water bottle.
I can vouch for it. It's been pretty good.
But there's a whole, we're thinking about doing merch stuff, but
who knows?
It's a lot of effort.
It's a lot of effort to set up, but who knows? Might be a good payoff.
Yeah, let us know. Seriously, let us know. If there's enough demand, we'd only make 100 of them. If there's enough demand, we'll sell them. We'll buy them and sell them.
100%. Play guitar while you talk. I wish I could play. It's just.
How do you review Red Bull F1? How does one do that? You think Red Bull care about CarSauce?
I would love to.
Maybe
I would love to meet Max Verstappen.
You know what would be a dream? Having the CarSauce logo on an F1 car.
Would that be the dream?
I don't care if it's Williams. Right? I don't care if it's on Mazepin's car. If he ever comes back, right?
That's not happening.
As long as it's there, that'd be awesome.
Great channel, guys. Speaking as an ex-television editor, I know how much work goes into these things. Thanks, Andrew McLean.
Trust me, Andrew, you probably put in more effort.
Probably.
Especially when we do little poo.
Television
poo
is probably stuff. A bit more polished.
You know what we do? We search up on our little sound subscription fart sound, you know? And we drag and we drop that into the Premiere timeline. But actually, credit to Jacob, he edited the India, his India trip video. Huge effort.
That was a long one.
It was huge effort.
That was a big video.
There was if you guys know anything about editing, there was nesting.
There was nesting in nesting. Nested things had nested. All right.
There was a lot of effort, and he did the job well. That was a lot of. It takes a lot to edit a video.
And I'm glad you guys are enjoying that one. It's doing pretty well. Wow.
Yeah.
That's quite good.
I'm surprised.
Okay. Any plans to meet the straight pipes?
I have spoken to little Yuri Tershin. But look, we live on quite literal opposite side of the world, so absolutely one day I'd love to. Hopefully an international launch or something, that would be sick, but no plans. But we do speak occasionally.
Yeah. I've never spoken
No, Jacob hasn't spoken. But it's funny because there's Yuri and then there's Jacob. And then there's Matt and then there's Jacob.
Oh man, some of these comments are going off the rails.
CarSauce, hot sauce. That would be great.
That'd be really cool, actually. I think we spoke about that ages ago when we first changed the name.
We're both fans of the Ring of Fire.
We love. Do you guys watch The Hot Ones? It's a great show.
I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I don't like to watch mainstream stuff. You know.
The Hot Ones is great. Is it mainstream? I guess it kind of is now. They've had everyone.
I'm a hipster.
Very, very cool show. There was one I wanted to answer. How many live axle four-wheel drives are available, Matt?
Shut up, Dad. Get off the stream. I'll tell you one. The 70 series. There you go. Get out of here, Dad. If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. How's that?
You know what? Someone just came up with a massive compliment that we are going to beat CarWow because he can see the future and we're more funny.
Me and what army? You know?
That is a solid Marvel reference.
I might have the volume of 2 people, but that's it. That's where it ends. Alright.
You have the work ethic of 0.2.
How about you shut up?
I'm kidding. This guy works non-stop. It's annoying.
I actually do. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, look, who knows? I mean, we're not really competing with CarWow, and if it goes that way, then that would be really cool. But they have like how many million subscribers? We're not even at 1, so that's a long shot.
Maybe
Let's
one
just say
day.
that. Who knows? Throttle House and you guys are both entertaining. I think Throttle House is pretty cool too. I dare you boys to try the hottest gummy. I don't even know what that is.
Oh, you can get like gummy bears that are just infused.
I prefer Haribos, personally.
Bro,
would rather-
I think everyone would prefer a Haribo over a spicy gummy bear.
You're hanging in the wrong circles.
Do you want to give a quick update as to why? Do you want to give a quick update as to why you're?
Wait, where?
I'm just saying, like, why you're leaving.
Oh yes. For anyone new in the stream, if you're coming based on Matt's clickbaity post earlier, I'm not leaving the show. I'm still going to be in the videos, but I am going to be leaving in respect to my editing / production capacity, because I'll be doing a 6-month internship as part of my degree. So I'm going to be finishing off my computer science degree in style with a proper job.
Pizzazzy. He's going to be a pizzazz.
Exactly. And then that way, when I come back to CarSauce, I can demand a higher salary. Silence.
Bro,
Silence from this side of the
You
room.
had to pay tax this year
Shut
as
up.
a student.
Shut up.
That's how well I pay you.
If you had 100k to spend on a car, what would it be and why? God.
Oh, look, if I had 100k, I'd put that all into
CarSauce.
crypto.
Yeah, which coin would you buy, bro?
Oh, Dogecoin.
To the moon.
In all seriousness, if let's say I had 100 grand to spend and I was vehement on spending that money, I would buy a Toyota Supra.
Oh, they're like more than 100 grand now, bro.
No, not the base.
Not the one we had, bro. The one
No,
with
the one we had was
frosty white paint.
frosty white paint and like the red interior. But no, that's a great car.
Rebels Cat, how do you get to 1 million subscribers? I'll let you know when we get there. But I reckon it's probably just more of this, to be honest. More of what we've been doing.
It's a
Just
kind
longer.
of relaxed.
It's going to be a relaxed journey to 1 million.
Journey. You know?
Yeah, there's no rush. Why has it dropped down to 3 of 10?
I don't know.
How dare it?
Guys, after this, definitely go watch our Jacob's trip to India.
Yep. If anyone's watched
really
parts of that
good.
video, by the way, feel free to
Yeah.
provide feedback. It's literally our first time we've done anything like that.
Yeah, we
If
actually
you have any
wanna-
questions about anything to do with the video, I'd love to hear from you. Mahindra pickup. It's not a bad car. 2-star ANCAP. What's that in reference to?
Don't know.
Okay. Dogecoin due to Tesla, which is a car brand, and they are car dudes. I did not know that. I had no idea that Dogecoin had anything to do with cars. There you go. Love the video and thanks for visiting. Thanks for having me. I mean, everyone I met in India was so nice. I can't even describe. I mean, you guys probably saw snippets of the video, but literally, like the most welcoming, warm, hospitable, kind people.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
I think there's no denying that there's, like, having watched the video and gone through the editing process a bit, like, there's no denying that there is a real dichotomy in India of poor versus, like, wealthy. And it can be pretty heartbreaking to see all the poverty there. So the fact that people, like, in the video, just regular people in Chennai, who were clearly living in quite a bit of poverty, the fact that they were, like, so positive in general, I think was, I mean, it's a bit of a testament to see that. You don't get that many happy people here sometimes, I think. So
Yeah, it's true. And as I quipped in the video, all you need is a Mahindra XUV 700 a day, and that'll keep the doctor away.
for some, I'll show everyone your scar again.
Why? Who wants to see my?
I want to see it.
Wait, what is prompting this?
I saw it.
Oh, there you go.
Jacob had a little
It's a little scar.
Alright,
there you go. Enjoy.
skin cancer scare,
How good
but
does that
don't worry, everyone. Jacob is yet to see another day.
What does that mean?
That means I'm a bit
That
disappointed.
was a bit foreshadowing. make your own opening theme and play it with that guitar.
Everyone loves the guitar.
It's interesting. Matt, why don't you pick it up?
Okay.
Matthew, this is going to be embarrassing. Just so you guys know.
Is this a right-handed guitar? Because I know you're left-handed.
It's definitely a right-handed guitar.
Well, you done me, but you better felt it. I tried to be chill, but you so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks, and now I'm trying it. Oh, we'll stop that. Anyway,
Bro, I was just putting on my rave glasses. Why'd you stop?
Before the cool
I think they're broken.
Bro, we've had a massive decline in viewers.
Oh my god, look at the viewership just drop.
Oh.
You know what? I don't blame you.
Anyway, car questions, anyone?
Jacob's not going to die until 2069.
Not gonna lie, it's not that far off.
I mean,
You're not gonna live a full life,
I'd
my
be
friend.
I'd be like 70 in my 70s. I could live with that. Carwow bloke is a bit annoying. Never met him, so couldn't tell. I mean, I think. Do you reckon we? I mean, how could I possibly ask you? Do you reckon we're
Oh,
very
ask me
different?
anything.
Do you reckon we're very different to like our camera personalities, or do you reckon we're the exact same?
No, I don't. I think we're very similar.
I think we are. If you met us, it's like meeting the camera version of us.
Yeah, we don't put it on. It is what it is. Okay, and that's why you guys watch us. Because you know what? Like, in all seriousness, I think you guys watch us because we're like you, right? We just want to have a bit of fun, but also we like cars, and so we get to kind of do both, and that's awesome. And we don't take it too seriously. We just have I don't know. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Exactly. We don't try and sugarcoat anything.
No.
Except maybe your diet.
So you guys know I'm diabetic, type 1. Anyone else here type 1 diabetic? Let me know in the comment section just below that like button.
Raise your injecting hand. I want to see it.
I'm on a pump.
Ooh, that's a very expensive piece of machinery.
Yeah, insurance paid for it.
Thanks.
Thanks Australian
Thanks,
healthcare.
taxpayers.
Thanks Australian healthcare. Not to be racist, but well, you know.
That's a bit of a racist comment.
Yeah,
bro.
it doesn't matter what you said afterwards. That's racist.
I mean, we are twins. That's besides the point.
We're twins in looks, in handsomeness.
Do you know that we were actually the whole backstory behind the Tickle My Pickle is we used to be conjoined at the finger.
Aww.
It makes us relive those days. 23 years we walked around like that.
Please get your eyes examined. Funny you said that. I had that the other day, and I had no hemorrhaging.
What?
Yeah, that's a thing.
What?
Us type 1 diabetics get eye hemorrhaging.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, but apparently the optometrist said to me, you know, if you came in here and you didn't tell me that you had diabetes, I would never know because I don't see any hemorrhaging. I'm like,
That's a very kind thing to say.
This is the same guy that slammed your jiu-jitsu club.
We won't go there, all right? But let's just say, screw that guy.
All right. Speaking of screw that guy, it's been 2.5 hours, and I think I'm about to pass out.
Me too, bro.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Just to reiterate for all you guys who are here, still here, and haven't left yet, Jacob isn't leaving. I mean, he is leaving.
I'm not leaving. I'm going to be in the videos. That's all you need to know.
But his video presence will be slowed down. He's going away for 6 months in Australia, in our home state. But that just means that he's not going to be in as many videos. But that's okay.
And you know what? Go watch. If you haven't watched the India video, watch it. I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and time, and I really enjoyed making it. And I hope you guys will enjoy it. I think you'll love it. It's a very different style video, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us for the live.
Ciao for now. Ciao for now.
I didn't realize there'd be a confirmation.